So, last session, everybody had awoken from their rest. A short vision had by Xander caused him to have everybody kind of not in a panic, but Xander kind of seemed almost like it was a necessity for him to go back and check on the hill giant back in the lab. Traversed downwards, which took some time one by one down the elevator as that one link in the chain possibly could break. Louise and Razier accompanied him. After a short conversation, it was discovered that he has a clan or group, a camp somewhere in the South Holt as a remnant of those who used to live to a location more central to the continent, and then were forced to leave from their terrible place, as he referred to it as. There was a persuasion check rolled to see whether or not more information could be gathered on an area that's east of Epoch's chain, which is black on the world map. So there could have been a little bit of information given there. I was sad that I hid that lore behind a persuasion check, and I said that out loud during the session.
You did say that.
So
we all know it's just that the map isn't actually ready. That's why.
That's right.
Joke's on you. The whole entire map is all filled in. Had that done before we even started the campaign. After that, the giant decided his only means of escaping was to go up the waterfall and some other way out of the mountain, so he did that. You guys took the elevator back up, met with the group, went down the side of the mountain. Donnie already talked about what the notes were. There were some markings of some kind of battle, perhaps somebody taking fire up on this trail that led down from the mountain, kind of up against the mountain face, whether it be bullets or fire or something else, coming down to the bottom and traveling a little ways into the forest, following some tracks or a trail. I don't remember exactly what was said there, but there was an explosion with some bodies that were like eviscerated and exploded amidst this clearing, trees and bushes burnt and scorched on the ground, which was the trail of smoke you had seen from your mountain perch originally. One of the scientists skewered through with some kind of perfectly carved onyx javelin of some kind, but it was only 3 feet long. It seemed like it was too perfect to have been created by human hands, perhaps, and also the stone itself, or whatever this material is made out of, was way heavier than what onyx should be, so it was unclear as to what this material actually was or where it came from, but it was pierced through, and this scientist was like raised up off the ground and pinned to the tree, not just simply pinned. Traveling a little further, you were beset upon by some bush folk, some tree creatures that were pretty bad. I mean, kind of. Donnie said they were.
Those guys were terrible.
I guess everybody agrees they were pretty brutal.
Yes, I almost died like 8 times. I almost got knocked.
I forgot you tanked so much damage.
It was very concerning to me.
I mean, Duke almost dying 8 times is a normal combat, right?
You're right, Felix. You are right. But this one was more concerning for some.
I used the only wizard healing spell to keep this guy on his feet. Wither and Bloom saved him.
Yeah, I think he used it twice on me, honestly.
I
think he did.
Psychic force shield.
Psychic shield got burnt out. Yep. I used my own fists of healing on myself.
They were just pounding on you.
That was not a
when
great
the
time.
cleric needs clericing.
Yep. It was like 15 points of damage, 13 points of healing, 12 points of damage, 14 points of healing, or whatever it was, like shielding, and it was nuts.
It was bad.
That was a crazy battle. And then you guys headed back to Beacon. You were let in, spoke with Nicodon, who gave you your money, talked about the fact that he's very concerned that the Chainless and the guards from Atlas Narian seem to be teaming up, or the Atlas Narian guards seem to be working for the Chainless.
Yeah, he was also really concerned about that captain guy.
Yeah, because he's dead.
Well, being a known name within the Atlas Narian guard, it'll eventually be noticed that he's not there anymore, so they may send people to search Beacon. He was worried about whether or not he should take his family and flee, if they are going to try and unseat him as the mayor of Beacon and bring somebody else in to rule. Razier and everybody else kind of said some things to kind of calm him down a bit. And then,
he was real fidgety.
Yeah, he was pretty on edge about all that. And then from there, I think everybody went off to go do their various resting while Xander looked over the notes he had brought back from the lab. And that's where we ended last session. I don't think anybody even went to go rest at that point. It was kind of...
No.
Actually, everybody left Xander behind with Nicodon and went off to go do their other things. And we were saying that was going to be about maybe 2 hours of like poring over this paperwork and whatnot. So I'm going to say it's probably around noon-ish on this fine day that we find ourselves on.
Uh-oh.
So, Xander, as you finish pouring through these notes and come to this final realization, this thing that kind of hits you like a sack of bricks that seems really important, but you can't put your finger on why it's important. Or maybe you can. I'll leave that up to you and what Xander would be thinking about all that. But Nicodon kind of like puts down the like monocle he had on as he was kind of examining the paperwork and kind of pushes it away from him, uncorks something, kind of pours himself a drink and starts drinking it. I think it's about time I call it on this.
Yeah. That's fine. I appreciate all your help on this. It's a lot to pour through, but I think that we've gotten a better, I guess, scope of things, which it hasn't really helped because, like you already said, we know that this is a lot bigger than we are, but it's definitely put things into perspective.
Wish there was a way we could, I don't know, figure out where the Chainless main base of operations was and take it down once and for all. I know Beacon doesn't have the power to do that, and the Raiders of Beacon don't have the power to do that, but there's forces at play here. I don't know. I feel like we're all small ponds in a sea of sharks.
Well, when Eyeless Narian has their hands deep into this messed up criminal organization, then there's only so much you can do to try and take them down. You're going to need the help of similarly sized militaries and cities, but who knows who you can trust at this point. I mean, it's possible that everybody's jaded and we just don't know.
I'm scheduled to have a check-in with the leader of River in a couple of days, so I'll be checking in to make sure that everything's going okay over there and to make sure that there's nothing. Chainless haven't been through, they're not searching there, and I have another contact in an Iron V who I'm not scheduled to meet with, but I will contact them. If you would relay that to your rest of your party, let them know I'll be checking in, and just want to keep tabs on things and make sure that this doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah, I agree with you. Keep things under control and just try and keep this on the lowdown. I have a really bad tendency of freaking out sometimes when things kind of get too much and boil up and they get out of my control. So I'm trying really hard not to kind of lose it. So I just, I hope that we can all kind of keep that, at least, or keep it in a little bubble until we have a little bit more information.
I do believe time is of the essence. So, like I said earlier, I don't have any major missions to send you and the other Raiders of Beacon on presently, but I believe that I'll have something coming up here pretty soon if you don't already find work yourselves. But don't forget, you kind of have an alliance with myself and this town now. So, I have other duties to attend to, so if you wouldn't mind cleaning off my desk and skedaddling out of here, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, of course, sorry. And I'll and stuff it all into my bag.
Yep, okay.
And walk out with a bag full of paper. Just thank you again. It's, having another eye on this is helpful. Okay, bye.
Corbin closes the door Like I was on the other side of the door and closes it, and Nicodon just kind of like does a salute type situation, and Corbin just stands there. Do you need an escort out of the estate?
No, I'll be okay. I think.
Right.
It's just that the entrance is this way, right?
I mean, you can literally the door. You can see it right there.
Right.
It's-
No, I'm just making sure. Sometimes my sense of direction is kind of off, so I just, All right. Okay. I'll see you later.
That's weird. I've known other wizards that have pretty keen minds. So, but hey, you do you. I've got other things to attend to as well. And he literally walks towards the door and opens it and like waits for you to leave. So,
Okay.
No,
okay.
you did a good job. I don't want to downplay it. Sometimes I make jokes that go over people's heads, or my humor's different than others. Don't worry about it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay. Bye.
All right. So while he's exiting, what is the rest of everybody else doing?
I'm
Eric's
gonna go
gonna be on
get my
shortly.
mask made.
Okay. Like we talked about
Yeah.
that and how much you were going to be spending a gold. You're going to be buying a gold kind of featureless
Yeah. Just with eyes.
mask. Did you already deduct the cost for that?
That's so
I did.
cold, dude. That's so cold.
It's gonna be awesome.
Gold mask.
Part of it's my monk class way.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, gold
so you-
featureless mask, and then that's what I'd be working on right now.
Okay, so you go and kind of commission that. So within the Beacon's Forge is what it's called. There is a middle-aged male dwarf. He kind of introduces himself as Captain Lightflower. There's other people kind of around the forge kind of waiting for things to be made, and he seems like he doesn't have any help, and he's just kind of like banging on some things on an anvil. And after you put in your order, and he kind of accepts it and like jots it down on a piece of paper and kind of puts it off to the side. It's going to take about a day.
A day. Okay. Well,
Come back tomorrow afternoon.
this is fine. It looks like you are very busy here. You have no help. You have no one here to assist you.
No, my cousin's kid used to help me out in the mornings, and then my daughter would be here in the afternoons. Everybody's got various jobs, and I found one that paid more money. You'd think you'd try to keep family together. I don't really have time to talk about this, if I'm being honest with you, so just gonna keep working here. But gold mask, that's kind of strange.
Yes, it is symbolic of my order, so very important to me.
You hooking up with the Season Sanctuary?
Yes. I mean, Seasons is the place here, right?
It's the temple, yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
you stayed in.
Yes, I'm staying there currently. I'm not originally from here. I'm from Redwall, and I trained all my life in fighting style and way of mind and body. And I am progressing, and it's symbolic to have a mask that will allow me to be better recognized.
You're from Redwall, and you're having me make a gold mask for you, but you don't already have a gold mask?
I was not that far along in my training before.
They didn't, he does like a dipping motion.
No. I had not earned it.
You know what they say
What do
about
they
Redwall.
say? No.
So you're like, you were a citizen, so I guess maybe they didn't actually, do the... Anyways, I just figured, with all the gold going around, supposedly in Redwall, that maybe you'd have something that kind of fit your face a little better than what I could make. But if that's what you want me to commission, then hey, that's your beauty's in the eye of the beholder, friend.
Is what he's saying, like, is this something I would know about, or?
If you read your lore documents, you would know.
I did read some of it. What? I read enough of it. It had the temple. I don't remember. It's been 8 weeks, more than.
Now I gotta go pull it up.
Yeah, see, you don't even know.
Well, I remembered well enough. Where is this?
I remember they accept some outsiders. But
The last sentence is, it is rumored that those who do not comply with the request to leave are dipped in molten gold and are kept as artifacts within the Vault of Wonders along with other relics.
That's awesome. Sorry, I don't remember that at all.
That is a
negative.
well-known spread rumor about Redwall.
I refuse to acknowledge any negative talk about my hometown. Okay? Slanderous propaganda.
I mean, it's a pretty cool concept, but yeah.
It is an awesome concept. Now I really wish I had reread my hometown lore. Bollocks. I shake my head at him and I said, "No, that is. Have I seen it happen? Is this something like I know happens, or like it's rumored?" But
you definitely have not seen it happen. No.
Okay.
And you think to yourself, it's odd because you think to yourself, have I seen this happen? And maybe there's a suppressed memory in there that was so scarring to you, maybe as a child, or during some other ceremony. You're not 100% certain. Wow, Eric has a different perspective right now, or his camera. Oh, he's gone.
Can't face that way.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyways, no, you cannot recall having seen that actually happen.
Okay. All right, good. Then I will just plainly say, like, that is a vicious rumor. The monks there, they are good people. They follow a good way. They train their bodies and minds. This is hearsay. This is slander. You should not listen.
Hey, friend, I'm not spreading any rumors or lies. I'm just kind of... You said you're from Redwall. I was just trying to make some conversation here. Breaking up my day. It's about time for lunch, actually. I'm going to go ahead and head over to the Old Hammer. I'll have your mask ready for you tomorrow afternoon.
Gracias. I will see you tomorrow.
Payment up front.
Oh, of course. And I hand him, I think it was 25 that I took out.
I think so.
Yeah, so I already took that out last night. Super excited for this.
Awesome.
So excited to have a gold mask. I say, hasta mañana, and then I'm going to leave.
Oh, wait, hold on. Come back real quick. And he gets, like, a really wet cheesecloth. And, like, wets it down and comes up, and I have to... I just have to...
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay. on your face. Like,
Yep.
molds it, and then, like, very carefully pulls it back, and it's... Your face is now damp and smells bad, but... There's just like depression of your face in it, and he kind of goes down and kind of jots a few things down and takes like a super part of the forge and kind of like uses the bellows to heat it up and dry it out really fast while he's holding it in his hand. And you see his hand get like scorched and turn black from being in the heat from being in front of these bellows and like almost in the coals, but doesn't seem affected by it.
It does not hurt you?
He just shrugs, kind of waves his hand. It's time
What
for lunch.
impressive. Oh, may I ask, before you go, is there anything I can do to help you? I mean, I understand I cannot run the forge, but perhaps there are materials or things that I could procure for you.
You know, are you going to be going towards an Iron V anytime soon?
An Iron V? I mean, I'm not sure. I will have to check with the other raiders, but if that is somewhere we are headed, then is there something I could look out for?
There's a forge brother of mine up there in an Iron V. His name's Jasper. You'll know him by the customary silver streak in his beard. Just let him know I'm looking for another special shipment. I'm running low.
A special shipment. This is
I don't have time to send out messages and everything around here costs money. But you look like a well-accomplished adventurer, so I figure if you could carry that message for me, I'd be much obliged.
very well. What was his name again?
Jasper.
Your forge brother? Fourth brother Jasper. What was his name? Captain what?
Captain Lightflower.
Okay. I really need to type as you speak as opposed to waiting until you're done. And,
Problem with that is I talk a lot, so
I
Yep.
know, all the time. And then it's Inu Wall. Is that on the world map? I can see that.
I mean Oniron
It's-
V is on the world map.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so yeah,
north
that's what I'm
of Beacon.
Yeah, Ryan
Okay.
6.
Oh, I see.
It's Oniron
Right.
V, Donnie.
Yeah, I know, but
okay.
every time I look at it, all I see is Orion 6.
All right. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
All right.
I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I wander off.
Okay. What is Eric? Are you audible? I guess not.
No.
All right, we'll come back to Razir. Louise, what are you doing in this time? And we can, at some point, I mean, this is like immediately after having come back from this big mission and all that, but we can get into, I know you guys are going to go talk to Zanladir, and I'm expecting probably like a day or so of downtime before actually leaving. So there could be more shopping tomorrow if you want or whatever.
As far as things I have to do in Beacon, there's not really much. Maybe when we go shopping later on, I'll think of something, but so far, no. So I guess I just go back to the old hammer and
I have to go make something. I'll be right back.
Grab a drink.
order food for everyone. So once they get here, their food's gonna be ready
And cold. Sounds
and
good.
cool. No, but I wouldn't order it exactly. Like I'd go up to my room, read the book we found on the chainless carriage. Could do that. I just remembered I have that. The historians?
Wait, what is this?
The book, the Wanderer's book.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. Which, if I remember correctly, gives you lore about local stuff.
What it says, book contains simple stories of the local region, its history, and its religion. All books are yeah. Then there's the stuff without the proficiencies. Yeah. So it
So,
says
Which
about the local stories about the local region, its history, and its religions.
Interesting. Simple stories of the local region, its history, and its religions. It's interesting when you open the book and you're kind of flipping through it and looking for something interesting to kind of read and keep yourself busy while you're waiting for everybody to get back. There are giant sections of the book that, although this is a magic item, which you all know these are all magic items that you got, there's huge sections that are just like scarred. And the scarring on it, that it's not entirely blank, so I'm not like ruining the item. But the parts that are removed, it's like anywhere where there would be a date or an important name of a figure about an event. The events are described. Heroes striking down mighty monsters that were like immediately after some of the Titan attacks. There were some, like each one, there were these large hulking monsters that were nowhere near as big and powerful as the Titans themselves that would roam around. And then whatever remaining heroes were they created like these hunting parties that would go out and take down these major threats. And it's always talked about how there's always like one or two that gets away and disappears and is never found. Because there's like always like a certain number of them or something related to the Titan that came about. And they learned to like keep tabs on them, keep track of what was there. And yeah, it's mostly that and some things about agriculture. It's funny because the regions that it describes, the names of which are gone, but the descriptions of them don't match Beacon's, or the Valley of Hope, rather, that you guys are currently in. So it's like the topography, the geography was different back when this book was written. So that's interesting. So if you're going to read your book, that's cool. What's Thrall doing?
Bro. There's no one I really need to go talk to, so all of the downtime will probably just be hanging out with Gade, cleaning any amount of goop off my armor and clothing.
Taking a nice hot bath.
Taking a nice hot bath. Just getting clean, getting rid of the exhaustion levels, doing some maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I need to talk
Gade's
to you
happy to see you and kind of gives his traditional grunt, like almost like a dog. He seems restless and more playful than normal, and you can see that there's a post as part of the stables where the cart that he's still just living in. He's a giant warg inside of a cart and just kind of laying there, and you've been telling him to stay there this whole time. He's been like gnawing on this to the point where it looks like it's almost about to break, and to the point where like part of the roof will probably cave in on this side of the stables. It's like an open stable arrangement. I didn't really describe the stables originally, but
A part of the stables roof,
correct.
right? Okay, I thought you were talking about the cart roof. I was like, remember the cart having a roof?
No. This is the it's just the
So,
like
yeah,
a
I'll
post holding
him,
up.
Find him like a big old beef bone or something he can play with instead of gnawing on the.
Where do
post.
you steal that, or do you pay for it?
I don't know, just grab it out of the trash. What are they gonna do?
Go around the back of
Simple, man.
somebody's, not even the old hammer. Just go around the back of somebody's house, take it in their trash.
You just go to the butcher and be like, hey, give me a bone. And they're like, okay, here's a bone. Like, they're just going to throw it down anyway.
Awesome.
Who buys bones? That's crazy.
Kitchens to make broth.
That's a different bone.
He's happy with
You
it.
sure about that?
Don't worry about it.
Kind of like when you first get there, he like pins you to the ground and holds you there for a solid 5 or 10 minutes and won't let you up.
Yeah, this is normal.
Okay. So I don't know if you heard me, Eric, but this is just only immediately after you guys have gotten back from your journey. This isn't necessarily describing all of the downtime. You guys are about to go probably meet back up at the Old Hammer, which is where Louise is waiting. But everybody did scatter from Nicodon's to go their separate ways, while Xander stayed back to go over the paperwork with Nicodon. So in these short 2 hours or so, what are you doing in that time?
I went shopping, like I texted you. Went and bought the materials I needed. Let's see. Would I have done much of anything else? It's pretty late, if I remember correctly, right? It's like in the evening.
Nope, it's about noon.
Oh, okay. Then I would, not do much else, I guess. We reported everything. I go shopping. Oh, I was getting the. No, I already got the coins appraised. That's right. The coin and the other diamond appraised.
Can you remind me?
I guess I don't really have anything else.
Can you just remind me what those materials are? Not what you're trying to do, but what the materials are.
Charcoal, incense, and herbs. Be readily available stuff.
And about things being appraised, I was checking back my notes. It said we found 3 emeralds in the chainless lab earlier. So I don't know if you have those as well. I don't remember who picked those up.
So are they 150 a piece or for the batch?
Oh, you have it written down as 150?
Yeah, you said that the emerald coin was at 150.
Right.
So is that-
The emerald coin, but we also have 3 emeralds.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Right. So I don't think you
thought it
appraised
was
the actual
3.
emeralds themselves, but it was 150 for that coin for sure.
Yeah, which, Jason, I think you have written down the coin and the diamond. Cool.
Okay.
I could have taken the emeralds and gotten them appraised too.
Okay.
Bring that little bit of time.
All right. So let's see here. I'm just trying to figure out. You would have gone to the tradesman's corner.
Yep.
I think I described this last time, but Felix wasn't here for that either. But the Tradesman's Corner, as part of Beacon, is everything other than the forge or the general store, or like these are a lot of like specific, like a jeweler and things like that. But they're not shops necessarily. People who do these crafts out of their home, and it's like a grouping of homes. I think it's at the southwest of Beacon.
A flea market.
Not. I mean, kind of. I guess.
Farmers market.
Yeah, it's more of these people do their crafts outside their home or inside their home, and people will go there specifically knowing what they're looking for and go in and make a request that something be made. These people also have contacts outside of Beacon, and they're primarily responsible for importing special things that are not like the normal food or the normal, they're responsible for coordinating tool production for the mines, because there's a pretty big mining operation here. If you notice that on the map, it's a pretty big mining operation there. So yeah, so you go and you find out that the emeralds appraise for 25 gold each. Do you wish to sell them?
We could probably treat them like we do have the diamond. Just hold on to it for now, and if we need some emergency funds, we can sell them.
It's our
Unless
emergency gemstones.
Yeah. And then if anybody comes up with any spells
it's
that needs
easier to carry
gemstones,
than to carry a bag of gold.
yeah.
We're working on game logic. Bags of gold just
We're nothing.
Hey, Tim.
Yep.
So
Remember that?
if we go off game logic, does it mean in the middle of combat I can eat a whole wheel of cheese to gain
Yeah, you'll be fine.
HP back?
You're 100% okay.
Totally. The lead line chest, which I assume we still have in the cart.
Yeah.
Is it lockable?
So it has a standard like latch that comes down over a loop
Lever?
thing, so you could put a padlock on it or something.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna get a padlock. We can lock up some valuables in the thing.
Okay. So there is a tinkerer in the tradesman's corner, and then there's the general store. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me. First roll of the night. Actually, I think two people.
Hey.
You have advantage on persuasion checks?
No, I have disadvantage because I haven't slept yet.
Oh. That's really funny. 2 19s, or 2 18s rather. Nice. Okay, so you find a padlock for 3 gold in the general store.
Is it a good padlock?
Better be carbon steel for 3 gold.
It's the only one that this person has. He introduces himself. He's a male human, kind of older, like probably one of the oldest humans you've seen. He has a pair of spectacles on, and he's got an apron, and he stands behind a counter with an array of things that you wouldn't expect to find in a general store. The general stores normally got general store stuff like normal, like torches and things you'd go buy to go adventuring, because this is an RPG apparently. But he introduces himself as Edrius Morheimer. Hello, I'm Edrius Morheimer, and I'm happy to sell you my wares. You're looking for a look, you said. I have just the one for you. It was brought back from the I can't even remember the names of my own locations in my own world. It was brought back from the ruins of Paraba just not too long ago. A group of adventurers there and found out that it was this is a very special lock. It was on one of the chests. They said something ancient was locked up inside, and I just pawned it off here.
Cool.
3 gold, final offer.
You got the key for it?
You're asking a lot.
It's
You
well,
gonna sell me a padlock with
you
no
see,
key? What's wrong with you?
amidst the, I mean, we do have a locksmith in the tradesman's corner, but it's, no, it yeah, a member of the adventuring party was, well-known thief and was able to pick the lock. The important thing is that it's a very strong lock, you see. That's why it's worth so much.
I'm gonna inspect the
You're getting
lock.
swindled, bro.
I know I'm getting so I'm gonna lock it. Is it currently unlocked right now?
No, it's locked.
Okay, I'm gonna try and just. Let me see here. I'm gonna
Make a
try
strength
and just
check.
open-
Or
All
you
right.
just want, yeah, go ahead.
Just
Or
you know,
you want to do investigation?
yeah.
You use investigation.
Where is
You're having a hard time pulling it apart. I mean, that means somebody else would have a hard time pulling this apart.
Yeah, so it's probably it's locked. Like, I still like, but like, all right. I mean, yeah, cool. It's locked, but
Look,
if you don't have the key, I'm not buying something
here's
for
the thing.
3 gold.
Actually, I do have sort of a key. Yeah, let me demonstrate. And he pulls out this like leather casing and like undoes a little button and unfolds it, and inside you see a meticulously kept lockpicking kit, which he then undoes and begins getting to work. And within a very short period of time, his older hand just tink, and it opens up, and he hands it back to you.
I was like, okay.
Now this lockpicking kit, this is rare among all rarities here. This I could part with. I mean, the counterpart to the fantastic lock you're about to purchase, an additional 1 gold, 5 silver.
If the lock can be picked, it's not a good lock.
Well, I'm well versed in these things, obviously.
The lockpicking lawyer would have a word with you.
You can see right here when they put their disappointment.
I mean, if you're looking, if you're
I
looking
love
for
that.
looking for something, even more sturdy, I could contact my people in Islas Nerity and maybe have something imported for you if you'd like.
I need a lock. I would like a lock that could, it's strong and sturdy, can withstand some blows, and can't just be picked by a common lockpick tool.
Well, this is no common lockpicking tool. This is crafted by some of the finest you'll find in the land. So, I mean,
Yeah, all
I had
3 craftsmen. Yeah, the finest in the land. There's not that much land that can go around.
Look. Do you want the padlock or not?
No, I'm trying to thank you for your time, but I'm going to pass right now. I'm in the general store, right?
This is the general store, yeah.
Is there another general store?
There isn't, but there is the tradesman's corner.
The
I'm
Lux
gonna go to-
General Store.
I'm gonna go to the
Earlier you
tradesman.
said there's
I don't
a-
want to deal with the guy. I want to go to the tradesman corner because I'm going to look for some toolkits
Yeah,
while I'm at it.
he-
This guy's a hustler. He's a,
All right.
Tim did
he's
say
a
there's a
pawn
lot
shop owner.
There is okay. So you just leave in a huff, go to the tradesman's corner, you ask around for a bit, and you're directed to another older gentleman who's got who. It's funny because it's like you're just talking to all the old people in town for some reason, even though there's not supposed to be any old people. But these 2 guys look like grislier than normal. This guy sitting on a rocking chair on his
They're actually
front
only
porch.
30.
Right, old 30s. Sitting on a rocking chair with like a large wooden chest with a padlock, funny enough, on it, and he's got a long pipe and he's just smoking it. He's got his feet like up on a thing and he's just like slowly going back and forth. There's a couple steps that lead up to this front porch on the front of this building here, and there is a sign that hangs out front that just says locksmith on it in common.
Oh, cool. And I was like, hey, locksmith, I need a padlock. A good one.
Who's asking?
My name's Sorrel.
Yeah.
I'm standing in front of you. I'm asking.
All right. How much you willing to pay?
Depends how good that lock is. Like that guy in the general store tried to swindle me up some kind of lockpick that he opened with a freaking lockpicking set. That's not a good lock. I want a good lock.
I mean, you have to understand where Mr. Morheimer comes from. It's one of the finest lockpicks I've ever met in my entire life, and I'm the locksmith in town. But yeah, you want to? I mean, he did that one thing he got. Yeah, I mean it's your standard lock. Anybody who can My children could pick that lock. It's not a big deal. It's what really is the important thing is that I have some nice locks.
You got like
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you like take the person who's trying to sell you this lock and they can pick the lock, it doesn't mean that the lock is faulty. I could pick any of the locks that I make here, obviously. I mean, any person who calls themselves a locksmith should be able to pick the locks that they're, anyways. But what are we talking here? You want like a 5 silver lock? You want like a 5 gold lock? You want like a 50 gold lock? I've got some high sought after locks here,
Do you have a combination lock where while it's locked, it has no keyhole?
Talking some tinkerer wizardry here. I haven't made one of those in a long time. I think I'd have to go and check my basement. You willing to wait out here for about 10, 15 minutes? Or
Now he sounds like the woman from Monsters, Inc.
I'm watching you, Wazowski.
Wow.
I love it. I love it.
Like, yeah, I'll just hang out here. You go ahead.
All right. Well, can't let this go to waste. Takes a long pull and sits there for about 5 minutes, finishing what's in his pipe.
No, of course.
Just staring at you.
It's just polite.
Puts it down to the side. Walks into the house. You hear some rummaging around, the sound of a hatch opening, some footsteps going down some stairs, and immediately coming back up the stairs, closes the hatch, relocks it, comes back out. And I made this, I don't remember when I made this. It was a while ago. But, and he hands you this, it looks similar to the padlock you saw in the general store. It does have some more intricacies to it. There is a keyhole. And there's a key stuck inside of it. And he turns the key and there's some clicking sounds and he's like, oh, it's stuck. Puts it up on the railing of the front porch, puts his foot on it and he's like spits on it, puts his hand, pulls it out, and there's sound.
Spits on it? This guy spits WD-40? Are you kidding me?
Hands you the still wet with saliva key.
Excellent.
And hands you the lock, and there is indeed a padlock on it, but it is arcane and it is ethereal. There is no actual, it's physical for you to be able to grab onto, but it is light green and ghostly looking on the front of it. And upon seeing this and him being so nonchalant, it's like, what the heck am I dealing with here? Now,
really
you see, there's this one, you want to really, this is, no finer craftsman around. And I'm not a salesperson, if you know what I mean. But fine work deserves fine pay. I'm sure you would agree. You look like a hard-working young person. So, this is going to run you about 75 gold.
Whew. It's got to be a good lock. Do you know the code?
See, this is the thing. I'm going to unlock this once. I'm going to put the key in it, and then I'm going to hand it to you. Once you buy it, of course. And then when you take the lock out, you make up the code. And only you know the code. And you are not capable of sharing that code with anybody else. Only you know the code.
Oh. Weird.
Now, this is not your typical magic item. It is susceptible to a dispel magic spell.
But that it will deter most common thieves.
Correct. That's why it's worth so much.
Spell. Oh, that's a good lock. That's a good lock. That's a good lock. I don't know if I got 75 on me right now.
Are you wasting my time?
You're making a sale, homie. You just gotta wait a little bit.
You want? Literally right here in this box that you could have stolen when I went downstairs is full of locks.
Why would I steal it?
I don't know. You look like the kind of person who might steal from an old man sitting on his front porch.
Only if he's rude.
All right. Am I putting this aside for you? I don't do layaway, so.
That's fair. Let me talk to my party. I might use my party funds for that. I'll come back for you.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Bring me some tobacco.
You got it. And then I'll head off.
That was a fun interaction.
That was delightful. While I'm here, though,
Okay.
I'm also looking for Smith's tools.
Smith's tools?
Yeah.
So you're not going to go back to the general store for Smith's tools?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
screw that guy. He's a jerk.
Okay.
Local Smith got some tools.
You traded in one jerk for another, dude.
This jerk's cool. The other guy was a double jerk. I might steal from him later.
Yeah, I mean, is there like an item in D&D Beyond that says smithing tools? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Does it have a value next to it?
Probably. Let me look it up for you.
For sure.
Smith.
Equipment, tools.
Here, 20 gold.
20 gold? Okay. Roll a persuasion check. If you get higher, well, before you roll it, if it's higher than a 15, you'll get it for 15 gold. If your roll is less than 5, you will buy it for 30 gold.
I'll do it tomorrow.
This isn't a skill check, is it? It's just asking you to roll.
I'm just asking you to roll because you said you were going to go buy it. I mean, you don't have to buy it.
Am I gonna have my disadvantage?
Yes.
I'll do it tomorrow.
That's not metagaming at all.
Well, I mean, he's feeling tired. He's not feeling up to the task right now.
I mean, we can go RP the
He
whole
doesn't want to
conversation.
do anything.
He literally just said, I'm going to buy smithing tools. Come on, Donnie.
Birds. Oh, God. Roll. Whatever. I forgot what you said. Persuasion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. So it's regular.
Alright.
It's full price, 20 gold.
Oh, sick. Okay, yes, I will buy that, and boop, boop, and done. Then I'm gonna go take a nap. Or
I
something.
mean, we can RP every one of these NPCs if you guys all want to, but I figure we'll bring the group back together.
Did you get my text?
Oh. I did, looked at it, and then put my phone down and didn't remember what it was he said to me.
Because that'll determine if I go do something.
I mean, it only has a specific purpose, so I would say if you want it to have one, it can.
Okay, cool.
That way
I
you
don't
can,
need to go buy
you can
anything.
flavor it.
Yeah, cool. I don't need to buy anything else. Yeah, Razir's got nothing else he wants to do.
All right, so you all eventually convene at the Old Hammer. Some almost cold food waiting for you at a nice booth. We'll all hop back over here. Louise sitting at the table, and you guys kind of all walk towards the front door at similar times. So you're back together. What do you want to do?
Have a drink.
What is our next move?
Well, we need to talk to Zanladir still about when we intend on leaving. I mean, I need a few days rest, but
Right, we can take a few day or two downtime. We just finished up our first job after all, and it was only yesterday that we told Zanladir it might be a few days, and he said he might need a day or two to get ready anyways. So we'll let him know we're back around and that we'll be good to go soon. Start making plans with him on travel and whatnot. But
I mean,
other than that, I think we got ourselves a day off. We got the rest of the day. Speaking to Xander, you finish looking over all them papers with the mayor.
yeah, I figured out some really interesting stuff actually. So this this Venom Gray guy that we keep hearing.
Hold on. And I look around to see who's in the bar and near us.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or you just want to see who's
around and if we should have this conversation here or elsewhere?
Sure. Make a perception check.
$22.
Wow. So I mean, there's a few patrons, about 2:30 in the afternoon, approximately, and a few people kind of milling around. You see the old Harangon who's kind of going and waiting on tables. He's kind of like been avoiding your booth to some extent, although he's come over and like dropped off a few drinks, and he's got a walker and a neck brace on at this point, and some wrappings around his right leg, and he's kind of like hobbling along and trying to like got a tray on his thing and kind of puts it over and hands him off and kind of nods, and you just hear sound as he's kind of like wheeling himself off to another.
That old tire, gosh dang.
Other
Workers comp is a right.
Other than that, there is a central section of the bar that prevents you from seeing like a back right or from the front door back left corner from where you're sitting, and so you kind of like get up and just kind of like do a walk around, just kind of look and kind of sit back down. The Raiders of Nixrunum are sitting in a table across, like almost entirely across the tavern from you. So, I mean, if you were talking loudly, they could probably hear. They do notice you get up and walk, but don't really do anything. It's kind of like look at
I would
you.
have kept it nonchalant and went and got a drink from the bar as I was walking around.
I would have brought that for you if you asked me.
That's all right, old timer. You take it easy now.
So you get your drink and bring it back, but you notice them sitting there.
All right, there's nobody nearby. Just keep it low.
Yeah. So this Venom Gray guy, turns out he might not even be real. It's pretty groundbreaking stuff. I mean,
Right, wasn't their whole operation based on his work or whatever?
Yeah, so it turns out he might not even be real. I mean, it's possible that he is real, but he's more like a figurehead than anything else. And it seems like of the successful super soldier people, a couple of them seem to predate Venom Gray, which is, it can't be possible, right? Like if this guy was real, right, then that can't be possible. So there's definitely something up there, because Venom would have to be like hundreds or thousands of years old to even have that be a possibility for him to have been alive. So he's either
That old, huh?
it's either doctored, it's inaccurate, or he's simply just immortal. Then
Well, that ain't the strangest thing I heard, but all right.
there's that Vito Zenobia guy, seems to be pretty important, as well as Zexus Red Chain. But otherwise, that's about it.
Any idea why they're important? I think the Red Chain fella is related to the city there, right?
Yeah. The way that Zexus's name is referenced in the documents leads me to believe that he's some kind of elite in the Chainless organization. Like he's second only to Vito, and Vito is like top dog. So that's the idea. I also
Vito Zenobia is top dog in the chains. Like
that's
the
the
leader.
That's the way,
What was
that's the way the document seemed. If of course they were to predate Venom Gray, You know, I mean, he could still be top dog, but at the end of the day, Venom Gray in this organization should be the end all be all, right? But if they predate him, then things are way different than we could even imagine.
Too many what ifs.
I know.
I guess we won't have too many answers till we hit them other spots, right?
Well, I mean, we also have contact with Sagar, this relation of Zexis. Perhaps there is no
Right.
love lost between the two, and we could find out more information. Sagar kind of owes us.
Fair
Maybe.
enough. Plus, with him being captured like we were, it's unless he's pulling a long con, it's unlikely he's working with the Chainless. So, probably a safer bet to get in touch with him as well.
Well, Alasnirian
Right.
is somewhere we should go eventually.
At some
Yeah.
point, yeah. Seems we're all our leads here pulling us in every which direction.
Well, we should not split. I've heard it's not good to split the party.
Agreed. Cause strength in numbers.
I mean, like Nicodon said, this is bigger than us. Like, are we sure we're up for that task? Because I'm not sure I'm that size. You know, this is massive. Like, are we dedicating ourselves to this? Or
Well, I mean, the Chainless is a bad organization, and we should certainly at least involve ourselves in righting the wrongs that they are committing. But, I mean, a whole organization against what? Us? Like, that is. There's only 5 of us, and who knows how many of them?
Bright Eyes altruism aside, don't forget why we decided to take on the job of the Raiders. So it was to deal with the aggression from the Chainless, us having fought them.
I agree. I despise them. I think they should go, but we need allies if we are going to truly face this type of enemy. Like, we cannot just do it ourselves. We need resources, and we do not have that. We are fresh. We are young. We need to evolve and grow.
That's true. And although the fellas from Nick's Ruinum, the raiders there, ain't too friendly, perhaps the raiders of the other towns might be inclined to aid us against them Chainless.
Oh,
So that might be a thing to pursue.
provided they are not already working for them. I mean, who knows? They might not be altruistic at all. Perhaps the Chainless have deep enough pockets that this is why they are able to cause so much trouble. They have bought some people.
That's true. What about, speaking of your altruism, Brad Eyes, what about your hometown? Any folks from your church, monastery, whatever it is? Would they be the crusading type?
I mean, it would not hurt to go and see. They are very reclusive, you know. I'm not sure how much help they're willing to lend the outside world when they have shut the door so tightly.
Right. Maybe we leave them for later once we got a couple more people on our side and there's actually something to do.
Yes.
And then there's always, as far as allies go, there's always the option of coin. We'll head
That is a
south
powerful ally.
towards the caldera. There's always mercenaries and whatnot to hire. And not much love for the Chainless down there either.
Well, we could also always look into the follower of Zeal. I mean, they were interested in fighting the Titans and resurrecting the old heroes, so they must have some sort of purpose and no love for the Chainless, I'm sure.
Well, maybe not. They didn't seem too interested in the Chainless, at least what they were doing then. So there's the possibility that they kind of look the other way as far as what the Chainless are doing.
yeah, it seems
But
less of
something
a
to keep in mind.
seems less like a dislike and more just they don't really care. They have bigger things to do.
Right. But we'll keep them in mind. Yeah. course. And if the mayor's right, and Xander, if you're right about this being bigger than we think, and something super big happens, then maybe they'll get involved themselves. So, yeah, we got a couple options on some allies,
Well,
potential at least.
what do we start with then?
Ooh, I think we're gonna keep it simple and work with
Xanladir man?
your rat, that fella. Go do that job. See if we can find anything fancy in the ruins out there. Because if what he's talking about is actually there, that could be a powerful tool for us.
Certainly would be interesting to look over. I would like to have a chance to kind of examine that and figure out the magic behind that.
Right.
The gods have set us on this path, and I will follow it until, it resolves itself. So I am here for whatever it is that we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think unless Xanladir shows up here in the tavern, I think we got ourselves a half day off to rest and relax. I know a lot of y'all are still pretty tired, so I'd say take it easy for the rest of the day.
Does Louise actually stay silent this entire conversation?
Yeah, well, I don't have really much to add. One thing I thought of saying about Xanladir specifically is that, well, Xander pretty much said some of what I was thinking, but like, we already seen like what he has like with the pocket watch, so we know he at least has access to powerful magic items. So I feel like following him would be in our best interest right now when we're trying to get to gain strength. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like another vote to take on that job to me.
Okay.
Is that all team business concluded then?
Think so?
Anything else? Well, with that out the way, Lou, I wanted to talk about your bear friend you got while we were down in there. How did that happen?
I think. Well, you remember the first time we met? Well, when the cart was coming towards us, a
Right.
bunch of vines sprang out of the ground. Then after that, when we were fighting that weird, how would you even describe that big creature at the bottom of the waterfall? I created
Mhm.
vines there. I feel like it might just be like an extension of my powers. Like I've always
All right.
liked being outdoors, and I found myself having connection with them. And I was let me just check the name.
Bit of
Here,
nature magic going on.
Yeah, and back in next Runum, I spent quite a lot of time. I don't have. I checked one name, but not that one. And at church, basically, they have. Let me just check. Spend a lot of which house is it? No, that's. So reveal. Wait. Oh yeah, I spent quite a lot of time with the House of the Even Light in the Nextrunum, and there I discovered Alduar. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Yeah, the god of wait, was B. I don't even know.
Did you say Even Light?
Yeah, Even Light. That's the house with the religion, right?
Correct.
That's true. Yeah. And whilst talking with them and exploring the walls, I kind of created a connection with nature. So I feel like that's where the bear came from. It was the first time happening.
All right. So you spent some time in a house back home, and then you found God, and now you have a bear from the woods.
I like to believe that it's just some of the family magic going through his veins, and it's just projecting itself a different way.
See, that makes a lot more sense to me than
You know,
finding a wood bear from God's house or
I spoke
What'd
about
you say?
House Human Light. It's like us. We're from out Adivino. It's like big families that do specific
Oh,
things in
okay.
each room.
All right.
It's not
Didn't catch that.
literally a house. Well, they do
Okay,
have a house,
so
but it's not literally a house.
a family that's more
Yeah.
about God and then
Yeah.
you nature God and okay, all right.
Yeah, they're
That-
fine.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay, so you're connecting with nature, and nature has rewarded you with a big furry clawed friend.
Yeah, basically.
All right, not bad. Is that similar to your brother's little furry friend that you got around?
Very different.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Actually, you know what, Xander, if you didn't mind, I kind of want to talk about that. It fascinates me a tad bit how it can kind of appear and disappear, and just the whole ment connection thing.
Yeah.
Once you
I
get a
mean,
minute,
Yeah.
wouldn't
no, we
mind
can talk
talking about that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That'd be good.
We'll exchange magical secrets.
Yeah, I noticed your eye trick started working after we talked.
Yeah. I'm actually able to see really far now. It's pretty crazy. I don't know how you
Mhm.
know how to do that, but like my eyesight's improved tenfold. It's incredible.
I had a bit of a cheat sheet, and a friend helped me out. Let's say.
Especially when it's dark.
Especially when it's dark.
All right. And Freckles, how's your pup been since we've been out of town for a day and a half?
We really are a party full of pets. Oh my god.
I'm getting one. Fuck it.
He's restless. He's ready to get back on the road. Trotting off
Well.
somewhere.
Well, if I remember correctly, Xanladir is going to ride with you.
No, yeah, he wanted to do that.
He was very excited to
Yeah.
ride on your dog.
So he'll have a chance to stretch his legs outside the walls of the city.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
I haven't actually really seen him run, like outside of like that little stints on the streets and whenever he goes barreling through buildings, like it'd be pretty cool to see him actually run and like make full use of his speed. So I think that'll be pretty cool.
And Xanladir literally comes walking down the stairs as you're saying this, down into the central part of the tavern, and like you guys are a little ways off, but he just like stops and like cocks his head to the side, and like walks over towards you guys. I mean, I suppose I could run, if you really wanted me to. I prefer to ride on things, large animal devices and whatnot. And I had a cart back in the day with a horse-drawn cart, and that died. And then I had something else, and that
Your cart died.
burned away. You go on travels and you collect things, and it, nothing lasts forever. But
You're telling me you had a cart that was alive? Did it
no, it
walk
had a horse.
itself?
It had a horse, and the horse died, and then I had the cart converted into this like floating device, and we'd kind of like floated along, but it didn't last more than a couple of days, and it burnt up and sank into the swamp, and
Right. Well, we got your floating cart sank. All right. Anyway,
burned, and then it fell into the swamp, fell over, and sank into the.
right.
That burned down.
Well,
fell
we got
over.
a normal cart. We got a normal cart with normal wheels that's going to be pulled by some normal horses. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
speaking of which, fellas,
Oh, you
we
do?
got to get ourselves an extra horse, I think, if we're going to pull that cart.
Well, right now we have no horses. We have Gade, which I don't know if it's able to pull it.
No, we have the one
pull a
horse.
cart rail.
I we had 2 horses.
Yeah, we
Oh,
rode
we
a
have a
horse
horse.
in.
Yeah, we had a horse coming in to town. It's stabled alongside Gade.
Oh. Well,
I don't
could
remember
Gade
that.
pull the cart with the horse?
Oh, you did.
Was it a... Yeah, totally did.
You did.
Yeah, we definitely did.
You did. That
Yeah,
was
we
from
stabled it with
from
Cade.
the session 0.
Session
Back-
0,
or
yeah.
session 1 or whatever it was.
Yeah, we rode in,
Yeah, you
stabled
did.
it.
I forgot about
Immediately.
that.
Yeah, it's still there.
Got the one horse.
It's been 3 days.
Not out of game. It hasn't been 3 days. It's been like
Nope,
2
hasn't.
months.
Right, so we'll have to get another horse to pull that there cart if we intend to take it with us. And if speaking of which, Zanlady will join us. We got to talk a bit, I think. If we intend to find anything where we're going, we might want a way to carry it back, I'm assuming.
Well, the thing that we're intending on finding isn't... It depends on what's there once we arrive and whether or not we'll use it to come back. If we choose to, maybe we will. I'm not quite sure. The distance and if my calculations are correct, it shouldn't be larger than something that would fit inside your pocket or inside of your bag. It won't be this large device or anything. Or perhaps we'll use it. It's a long story. We'll have to figure things out exactly once we arrive. And
if I remember correctly, you said that we could take anything in the ruins as long as you get that one thing, right?
Oh, yeah, anything you find is up for grabs. I'm not beholden to any local authorities and their regulations and recordings and all that. That's entirely on you. I'm simply there for the one thing, which we can share the knowledge of and perhaps the use of once we've found it. But I do believe there will be other things for you to take part in there.
Yes. So knowing that, I feel like having
That
a
might
cart
be why
would
we
be
bring
useful.
the cart.
Yeah.
Plus, there's 5 of us and 3 horses. A cart would make more sense.
The thing is I will say, traversal with a cart will be quite difficult going through the South Holt, as there is no direct route with a road through there. There are defined roads, between here and Isnarian and on Iron V, with trodden roads. Threll, you probably know about that. But you don't take a cart with a horse-drawn cart literally through the woods. There's all manner of fallen trees and other things, especially if we have to make a fast getaway. If anything large comes chasing after us, you'll end up leaving the cart behind, and if the horse is tethered to it, you'll probably leave the horse behind too. So now I'm as fond of horse meat as the next person, but seems kind of wasteful if you ask me.
Right. All right. Well, we'll discuss that over the next day or so, whether we bring the cart or not.
Right.
Well, speaking of the next day or so, we have finished our prior engagements. And we are recuperating for the rest of the day at least.
You were successful in your endeavors.
Indeed we were.
Pleasurable.
So, that being said, I think we may or may not want to consider tomorrow another day of rest as well.
Oh. Well,
I think you had said something about making your own preparations.
Well,
Wasn't sure if you had done them or not.
Well, really, the preparations were more so just a recovery from the hangover I had the other day.
Right.
I've mostly recovered from that, and I'm ready to go whenever it is you are. Having seen you in the tavern, I assumed perhaps tomorrow morning we might leave. But if you need an extra day, I think you're worth the wait.
I appreciate you saying that.
I will say, not that there's anything to worry about necessarily, but the Raiders of Nixruinum, and he kind of lowers his voice a little bit, kind of looks over in their direction. They're just getting a bit antsy. Apparently, according to what I've heard from just, coming in various... A small bird told me that the Raiders of Nixruinum have been completing lots of missions here, and that in the time it's taken you to go and do one or two, however many it was, that they've done 5, and that they're literally some people call it speed racing. I don't know what that means. But, they're literally taking a mission, completing it, taking it. And in fact, they took 3 on and went and did them in the course of an hour and came back. And word is spreading throughout the town here. And I don't know what their purpose is. It doesn't necessarily seem dastardly, but it has a feeling of there's something they're trying to achieve or get out of this. And I feel like it's all coming to a head soon enough, sooner rather than later. I just wanted you to be aware of my findings.
I appreciate that. Well, I can't say for certain about how we're going to feel in the morning. Perhaps we might get underway. My question, though, is have you planned out the route we would take? And if so, do you know how long it would take us to take that route? So
he takes out from his pocket this map and unfurls it, and it is the map of the world map. Now, I did not mark it on here for you. However, I will ping it. Actually, I suppose I could. Actually, I'll add a journal note later. It is his.
You could offer now, can't you?
I sure can. If it'll let me.
Oh, that's not right.
Why can't I draw?
I don't know. Yeah, there's no... Oh, well, just do the... Oh, it's locked to the...
There we go. Can you see the blue lines?
Nope.
Nope. Anyways, back to pinging.
It wouldn't even let me ping.
We can.
Are you like?
Oh, there it is.
The
There it is. Can you see mine? I'm the black and gray one.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's there. So you'll see it's quite near the foothills of Epoch Chain. I've actually been to what I perceive to be the entrance. It's depending on how things go throughout the day's travel. It's about 4.5 to 5 days. 4 to 5 days travel there. So we'll be camping throughout the way. So you'll want to make sure that you bring plenty of food and water and camping materials and. Once there, I do know that the entrance is a great chasm into the ground itself, and last time I was there wasn't any way of lowering yourself down. There was no ladder, there's no stairs. I know of its entrance because of things I've researched. I know it's there, and I know there's a fragment of what we're looking for, or rather the thing we're looking for is there. And anyways, that's at least the entrance point. It's you'll come up to a mountain, it'll be a giant hole in the ground, and you'll have to lower yourselves down into it. So if you don't have enough rope, make sure you bring enough rope or something that some kind of flying device, or I don't know, something.
All right. We'll have to prep for that. Say 4.5 days, but we're traveling through the South Holt. You usually plan to add a bit more time when you're traveling through the woods, especially off the roads.
Right. And it could, if we bring the cart, it probably would be a similar time frame to like walking directly through, or actually it would take longer. We'd have to go around the South Holt.
Right.
Because it's a little bit thinner towards the base of the mountain. If we take horseback, if all of us are on riding rideable creatures, it could lessen the time it takes to get there. I don't know. I'm going to be riding on Gade. Threll specifically mentioned I was going to be allowed to ride on Gade for the entire time of our journey, right? It's part of the contract. Can't quite hear what you said.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Do the thing.
All right.
All right. We'll take the afternoon and think about it and
Right.
We'll let you know before the day's over if we're going to plan on resting tomorrow or if we'll be taking off.
Like, so, just because, you're enjoying your food here, and I'm going to go get up, and then I'll just wait for you to come and contact me when you're ready to go, whether it's tomorrow or the following day. I just want to make sure that you understand there's dangers, not just in the South Hope, but definitely dangers within the location we're going to. It's very, very, very dangerous. It's possible that there's things that are trapped within this area we're going to. Anything you need to foul up creatures or disarm things or get yourself out of sticky situations. Anything that you think might be useful items to put in your pack as an adventuring group. I'm not suggesting you don't know how to handle yourselves. Just a few raw suggestions is all.
Right, we ain't taking no walk through no park. Then again, you point to me to any job these days that's safe, and I'll tell you about how it's in a city.
Cowboy
We-
news.
Sometimes words ain't good.
But guns are
Right.
good.
We understand that there's risks, but we appreciate the warnings.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, we'll keep you in the loop on our plans and when we intend on leaving.
And I won't have any more of that fine whiskey provided by the charming Herringon fellow there. I'll just
Not too much, at least.
head back. Well, it's best I keep... You know what? I might indulge myself a bit on the journey. You see, I may be able to help here and there in a scuffle, but I'm probably going to keep towards the outskirts if something really big goes down. But I'm just going to... In fact, I might buy a bottle for the road. Anybody here know any campfire songs? Duke, you look like one who likes to give a jaunt and dance around the fire like your ancestors.
What does that mean?
Holy!
What are you saying right now?
Stereotyping right now? That's what he's doing.
You come from a group of individuals who I feel, likes to delve into their heritage. So I was only asking if anyone knew any campfire songs. That's all I asked for.
I will lead us in prayer at night.
Does your prayer come in the form of a song?
No, it is a prayer.
Oh, he's racist.
There's no reason.
It's just
Oof.
Tim that wants to hear Alex sing.
Woof.
I mean, wow.
So you just don't want me to like any NPCs?
There's no. I mean, there's no reason you can't pray harmoniously. But that's up to you.
I don't think you understand how prayer truly works. To commune with the gods, you speak from the heart.
Well, all right then. You speak from the heart. I'm going to enjoy. I might bring 2 bottles of whiskey. Thrall, you know any campfire songs? You, a lady who's out in the wilderness, yeah?
No, not much for a whole lot of attention-grabbing songs when you're hanging
Right,
out
I don't know how much
outside of the-
traveling you've been doing there, but making a bunch of noise at night on top of having a fire usually ain't inviting friendly things, to say the least.
Right. That makes sense.
Usually, you kind of want to just shut up.
Have you been outside the walls before?
Well, I'm a traveling merchant, but you have to understand, I've always paid for mercenaries to bring me here and there. Use those what are they called? Those traveling caravans that bring people.
So you are the problem.
I know how to make money, friend. Make money and spend it to make more of it. Mind for business.
Very well.
Everybody has their own skills.
This is true.
Mine is not being, taking care of clandestine efforts or really being all that useful in combat. I can try and help, but We'll see. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm gonna go buy those bottles. Maybe I'll buy 3 now, and I'm gonna grab one and just have a few sips. I think Rizia said it was okay to drink a little bit. You know, if it's one thing I will say about the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum, they convinced me to like alcohol. I hadn't drank anything in like 10 years, and here we are. I found myself totally top over bottom yesterday. Just everything was upside down, and I'm gonna go back to my room now. You enjoy your conversation, and I'm in room 16.
Or one way or another.
Room 16 is what I'll be staying, doing some research.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
And he just gets up and heads off.
Louise,
Yeah.
should we have a word with our protectors?
Our protectors being.
The Nyx Ruinum fellas.
Well, I mean, I did hear them say they wanted to talk to us, so if they wanna, they can come see us, I guess. But because what you want to talk to them about?
Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, what they're doing is protecting the people here, but don't they have another city to be protecting right now? Why are they here? Of all places, like this could have just been another pass through, but they're still here. Are they trying to undermine us?
Well, I mean, us being the Raiders of Beacon.
No, us being you and I, idiots.
Yeah, well, I mean, they arrived in Beacon at about the same time we did.
Yeah, but now that we're the Raiders of Beacon, they have something to prove now. They want to prove that they're better than us, just like everybody else in that house does.
Yes, I feel that's why we should try and avoid them.
Okay. I mean, talking is not really my strong suit anyway. I don't know.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but before the trip, there's a few things I want to go buy at maybe the Traders Market. Wait, what was it? I don't have the Beacon's Market.
Tradesman's Corner.
Tradesman's Corner. I had trade.
Yeah.
At a Tradesman's Corner, stuff for cooking and maybe something to an herbalism kit. But apart from that, I'd be pretty set to go.
Right, and Zanladir did say there's a bit of cliff climbing we might need to do, so picking up a few of them.
That is true, yeah.
The gear for that might be a wise decision.
Okay.
And you know what? We should maybe try and buy a map of the South Hold.
That's not a bad idea. I'm sure somebody's done a little bit of scouting. I have an idea.
Thinking.
What's that?
Forward thinking.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, I myself am going to sit here and finish my drink before we go shopping again. And
I'll get an apple juice and I'll show you the spell.
Right.
So we can fast forward and do some shopping if you want. In that like interim, or we can RP some of that stuff. Is there anything? Do you guys want to do the shopping for the rest of today? Take a rest, and then what are you going to do tomorrow? Like, what's the plan? You finish your lunch, very late lunch. It's like 3 PM.
There is something I need to pick up before we go tomorrow. I have ordered something to be made at the forge, so they told me it would be ready around tomorrow lunch, maybe. If we could hold off until leaving after that.
All right. Well, there's our answer right there. Or at least not leaving in the morning.
No,
Get
unfortunately.
a half day travels, maybe. And then start off in True the next day.
Perhaps the first night that we rest, we should not rest inside the forest in case
And
things.
we also need to decide how we're traveling, by horse, with the carriage, by foot.
I think he
I
made
think-
a good point. The carriage might be too much.
Right, I agree. If we do find something that we would need a carriage for, we might be able to arrange a bigger expedition when we return to be able to go and retrieve
I mean,
them things.
that is our job as raiders.
Yes,
Right.
I was thinking while he was speaking. What if this thing that he wants is something we should catalog with the raiders?
We
Or
might
the-
be
the
able to
town.
spin this for like, like horse discounts or something. Like we are going to a ruin. We're gonna
This is
find.
within the scope of our job.
Yeah. So we should maybe try and go see the mayor, talk with him about that, and see if he can talk to the stable master about it.
Well, if it comes down to it, and this thing that Zenladir wants is something we should turn in or properly secure, then what side do we take?
Well, I believe we had agreed that what Zanladir finds is what Zanladir finds.
That does not
And then
get
ruins.
reported.
And what we find, we had an agreement
That's
with
what
the
we
mayor
would talk to
to.
the mayor about.
Yeah.
Very well then. As long as we discuss with the mayor, we have signed a contract. We are oath bound now to this town, and a traveling merchant who wants to sing campfire songs in the wilds. I am
Right.
not so concerned with what he would prefer, but I will go with the gods and with your judgments.
I only say that because it is part of our contract with him, part of the agreement. Otherwise, I'd be. Well, that being said, I believe we are free for the day, unless anybody has anything else they want to discuss in an official manner, as far as we go.
I do not think so.
I added the dungeon as a journal note on the map so you can see its exact location now.
Oh, yeah. The Rising Requiem. Okay.
Where is it?
You have to click on the journals
Box chain
tab.
on the east. Oh, yeah, if you don't have journals active.
I mean, it doesn't have anything in it. I suppose I could add some pictures and liven these things up a little bit, but you haven't been there, so you don't know what it looks like. So,
So how do I look at it?
Yeah, I have the
so
journal tab open. I can't see.
Not
just
the journal
see, like-
tab on the right. The on the left when you're on the world map under the measurement tool, the
It's
little
journal
bookmark
notes.
icon.
I see. I see.
Oh, got
That
it.
makes icons appear on the map.
that's how you can see the other chainless base locations.
Yeah. We see the one in the Isles and the one in the desert. And there's the one near Beacon.
Yep. And there's this new dungeon to head towards. Yep.
All right, so I think our plan is rest this afternoon, do a little shopping, take an easy morning, get prepared to leave after Duke gets his mask, and we get ready to go after eating. Have a half day of travel, get outside the city and a ways through, past potentially out of the woods that are around Beacon, out into the field, and then probably camp there, and then start in earnest the next day for full
Right.
days of travel, which would put us at the center of the hexes. Because you said the hexes are like a day's travel, right?
They're a day's
If I remember
travel.
correctly?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it would take us to the center of the hex, and then we're centered on the hexes for our daily travels.
Yeah, I would consider. And you're pretty much. I mean, you're in the early outskirts of the Southhold, so it's not like full forest. It's like trees kind of towards the edge. It's kind of why it fades out on the map itself. So you're kind of out in. It's a full day's travel in the and Razir would know this in like the flatlands type area, grasslands, if you will.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that is our plan.
So we'll just, for the sake of expediency and people probably wanting to get onto some other things, I just want to say I thoroughly enjoy the RP, and I would be totally fine to say nothing all session, and for you guys to just RP amongst yourselves all session long. I can get a bucket of popcorn and just eat popcorn while you guys are.
Man, you're a creep.
Nope. I just
What a weirdo.
I
Man.
watch Critical Role for hours, so why can't I watch other people RP for hours? Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess because we can see you watching us.
Oh, okay. It's weird. I'm staring at you.
That was just imagining Critical Role, but everyone watching it in the back.
Well,
That's just one of the live shows.
by the way, I don't know if you've ever noticed,
exactly.
if you ever like when you're like anybody watching like Critical Role, right? You're paying attention to the actors that are talking for the most part. Sometimes I will just watch Matt Mercer, watch them,
Yeah, which like
and see what his
reaction,
reactions
like,
are, because there's a pretty large spans of time where he doesn't say anything. Like he has a lot of exposition. Obviously, he talks a lot. He talks more than any of the other cast members because obviously that's what the GM does, right? But he has these facial expressions, puts his head in his hands all the time. He's always like laughing along with them, and specifically in C3 when Laudna is doing her messaging or whatever, he's one of the people that's doing the whispers.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
He's one of them. If you watch him, he does it with the rest of the cast.
And
So it's funny.
one of the times like when he didn't speak like for I believe like an hour and a half. It's when like when Caleb was first used the Magnificent Mansion, and he was just describing everyone's room, and you could see Matt just being in awe of what he created with Gale,
because it was fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And I'm glad we could all share that together. But yes, if you would like to skip ahead, we'll just say you guys get a little long rest
A little bit
on the
of
first
shopping.
night, and then shop tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of shopping today. Maybe just rest for the day, do the shopping in the morning when everybody can have not disadvantage on rolls and such.
Well, I mean,
Except for
Xander with it.
I don't know if anybody else has anything they'd like to RP, but I'd like to RP something with Duke quick, and then something with Louise before we go to bed at the end of the day. I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to do, because I really want to get up and make popcorn. So if anybody else has any priority things, please go before me. But no, none of you are gonna have anything that you want to do because you're all useless to me. All right, great. Yeah, so I'm good.
I had things I want to do, but I'm not a player in the game, so.
You're important to us.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, before the table leaves.
Yep.
Also, just so you all know, Nicodon is intending on meeting with the leader of River and would like to make a meeting with the leader of Oniron V.
An important contact, not the leader of an Iron.
An important contact, right. So he's trying to get in contact with people about this whole chainless situation, I guess. I'm a little worried that he might overstep his bounds, but we're that's where we're at right now. So I wanted to let you guys know that before we all separated for the day.
What is Oniron V about? Like what is there? What is this city about?
Well, if you'll just give me a second to go back to the background guide, I can tell you a whole lot.
It's strange
or I-
that Duke would ask the question about an Iron V when an Iron V is literally the closest town to Redwall.
Yeah,
So-
but I lived
But
in a
it-
monastery. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, you did.
in Red Walls, it says that it's really like strict and like
Yeah, it's
it's
reclusive. I don't know.
self-sustained cities. Like
There's a lot of stuff I don't know about. A lot of stuff.
You know what? I'm just gonna make a history check with disadvantage. I don't want to. Let's see if I know anything about them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, I don't really know things. I got a 10.
Okay.
I only asked because I was at the forge and the blacksmith, the captain there. He asked if we went there to get something from one of his forge brothers, but he didn't specify. Just that he needed another supply. I was only curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big and powerful city. I think it's mostly inhabited by dwarves. And I mean, they're the second biggest city. So, do with that information what you will. That's really all I know about it, though. I can't say I've ever had the pleasure of going any kind of business trips that the family went on. I wasn't really part of. But
Also, I wanted to ask. I'm sorry. Is anyone else interested in these ruins that they were speaking about that Nicodon mentioned with the light in the lower levels?
Right. The ones that matched up with your memories, right? Or your dreams, Sander?
oh,
Or no, that was the
No.
hill giant who mentioned that.
that
Never
was
mind.
the hill giant.
I forget what Nicodon said.
I forget what Nicodon said.
Oh, he had said that there is a ruined tower with
Oh, in Beacon.
yeah.
Oh, right. All right. In town, there's that thing.
Yes, the old tower. I mean, when we come back, if we have, time, perhaps we should look into it. If we are the raiders of Beacon, and there's something we should secure within the town, then no, just food for thought. I'm just thinking of the future or so.
Right. Something else to check out. Fair enough.
Yes. See. But let's get some rest and then shop. Prepare for tomorrow. I will buy climbing gear and some pitons and things like that.
Well, I got a bit of my own, but some extras wouldn't hurt none. And probably a good helping of rope would do us good to have.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys all...
Yeah, Xander, go get your drink. We'll talk about that spell and see where the evening takes us.
All right, yeah. I mean, I've got a lot more too, and I'll plop one of my books on the table, and it's full of notes, like this universe's equivalent of sticky notes, and like it's just full of colorful tabs and stuff.
Yeah.
doing research, thinking.
All right.
Um,
Zero will take his drink and lean back and look at that book and just start singing a little bit to himself, a little drinking song.
and I'll get my appy juice.
Guess me this riddle, beats pipe and fiddle. Hot mustard and milder than cream. The best wet your whistle was clearer than crystal. Sweeter than honey and stronger than steam.
It's pretty good.
What can make the dumb talk? What can make the lame walk?
Okay,
The
so
elixir of life, the philosopher's stone.
I'm thinking about how
absolutely animalistic it'll be when Razir casts darkness and both him and I will be able to see into the bubble.
It's gonna
It
be
will be
nasty.
a bloodbath, absolute bloodbath in there.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, so we will go ahead and fast forward to. Oh, you guys wanted to go do shopping. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to go, if you want to go, you know what? Think about exactly. Go on D&D Beyond, find out exactly what you want to buy. If there is not pricing for something, I'll come up with it on the spot. I'm gonna go put Nova to bed, and we're gonna go ahead and take a break there. Some of this stuff out of the way.
I have those things that I wanted to do. Those RP things. I mean, I have one I wanted to do with Alex.
Yeah.
I have one I wanted to do with Felix.
All right, do the one with Felix then.
Oh,
This would be like before bed, like we're
Yep.
in bed. Before I forget, here you can have this orb thing now. I got taught some pretty useful stuff by Razier, so I can actually.
I mean, don't you have to hold it to?
Yeah, but maybe if you like strap it around your belt or something, I don't know, like maybe if it's just touching your person.
You know what? I'll try that. Not sure that'll work, but yeah, I'll try it.
I mean, it's better than me holding on to it right now. It doesn't really serve a purpose for me. But I I wanted to talk to you because I kind of hid a little bit of information from the group because it makes me uncomfortable, but I don't like to lie to you. So, this is a Novia guy. He's like really bad news. I don't really know how I know, but that's another lie. I do know how I know, but I can't tell you why. But look, it's a complicated web, and I talked to Mom about it, and I just I need you to know that I don't know how, but Vito Zenobia is really bad news, and I know that he will become powerful.
Sorry, Vito, Zenobia, which one was that again?
The head, or at least what I've established from my note taking, it looks like he's the head of the Chainless,
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
with Zexus being second fiddle.
yeah.
That's of
Right.
course assuming that Venom isn't still alive or what. So we don't really know what's the deal with that, but that's what I've gathered from my notes.
So
But
that means you knew about it all the way back when we're in next Runa.
yeah, back home. But I didn't know. I didn't know it was him at the time. I don't know anything when these visions kind of pop up. I just kind of have to make the connections. I see what I see, and I mean, I was I was locked away in my room for like a month, and like it was that bad. So I don't I don't want to break Mom's trust, but I want to be honest with you, and this is as honest as I can be
All
without
right.
hurting the family. Um, I'm gonna tomorrow. I'd like to stop by the post office or something and send them a letter. Would you like to pen a letter with me?
I've never really been that good with words, so I'll let you take care of that. You know what? Just say, just add a little. Louise is thinking about you, and hope everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Great.
So we'll just have to watch out for that guy when we're
Yeah.
in the Chainless Labs. Him
Look.
and is it the Leon and the Red Chain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
I don't know who he is or what he looks like, but I just have a weird feeling that it's all connected, and that was the part that worried me when I first had it. So now we're here. But
All right.
I'll have a good night. I love you and sweet dreams.
I'd say three dreams for you as well, but which we never know.
We never do.
All right.
And I'll take out some parchment and just begin penning a letter into the night.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything before bed? Or you want to get in that long? Yes? Oh, right. Xander. Well, no. Go ahead, Rizir.
After going over the spell and whatever other spells, talking with Xander, I'm going to head outside the gates of the town, not too far off, and go do some stuff. And then I will return.
Sussy.
That is all.
While you're outside of town doing your stuff,
Yes.
a figure comes
Actually, that's
walking out of the woods, kind of in your direction. Yeah. Couple things.
Some news.
Yeah, I'm keeping tabs on things. There's two important things. The first most important thing is I'm starting to get hungry, and I'm gonna need you to satiate my need.
Right.
I'll let you know when the time is right.
Okay.
We'll put that semi on the back burner. It'll just be a feeling. It's not too different from other things you've had to do in the past.
All
right. Second of which, this. Hold on a second. Second of which, you're traveling with this group, and they're all pretty capable. They seem like they've got good heads on their shoulders. But there's one, this Xander fellow.
The boy? Yeah.
He has some mighty fine potential. I know you're working with him. He's helping you, you're helping him, and that's all fine and good, but he might be the key we've been looking for this whole time.
Fair enough.
Just keep an eye on him.
Will do.
I would say above all else, and I don't mean that in a make sure he doesn't do anything bad sort of way. It's more of a make sure he stays alive, because he, I believe, will prove useful in the future.
I thought so too.
I don't know that all of his thoughts are exactly on track with where they need to be, but he will be an instrument that we use to find what we're looking for.
I mean, that's kind of all of them, ain't it?
Him more than most. And more than
All right.
any of the other individuals we've crossed paths with yet.
Good to know.
Any
What I can do
questions?
about keeping his head on his shoulders? Not really, but this is a neat little trick you opened up to me. Looking forward to giving it a try. See what it come out as.
We're going to have to talk about expanding our spectrum of senses, so to speak, and being able to see a bit further than we currently can. And you may get a little poke or prod. I'm not always around. Got my mind on other things, not to mention the hunger I've been experiencing recently. But if you feel a bit of a poke or a prod, it would help both of us out if you take that little nudge in the right direction.
All right. Like in the old days. Got it.
Exactly. I think he's more powerful than we expect him to be. I know
It
we
sounded like that.
just talked about this yesterday or the day before. But, yeah. We got a long road ahead of us.
Yeah, a little bit more preparations in order.
And one other thing. I'm going to need you to help me.
Ain't that what I'm doing already?
You and I are going to have a meeting of sorts.
Like
In the
different from what we usually do.
This isn't really a meeting. I'm not really here. You know that.
Sure enough. Yeah. All right.
One day.
I'll keep an eye out.
For now, I like what you put together. Did you pick out a name yet?
Yep. We're just using the Raiders as a beacon for now.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh. This. Yeah, I got something in mind.
Guess I'll just wait and see then.
Yeah, you'll see.
All right. I'll be around.
Hey. Of course you will.
Okay. So you complete your...
So cool. So cool.
Thanks. So you complete what you were doing outside of the gates and travel back inside. Everyone does complete a long rest unless somebody else was doing something before bed.
I can have
Did
my
you want to do a
conversation
thing
with
with-
you tomorrow. I'll have it with them like in the morning when we're shopping.
Okay.
I love talking while I shop.
It's like having your wife with you.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay. So you complete a long rest. I'm sure all of you probably marked that off already. You wake up the next morning, and everybody who had just the 1 point of exhaustion, you are fully rested and ready for the following day. Xander's the only one with the 1 point of exhaustion left over from the after effects. The kind of wonder what it would be like to have some pincer arms coming out of your shoulders, but you know, you do still have that water skin filled with the liquid if you wanted to test it out. So anyways, you guys
The
can...
absolute terror that we can commit upon people. I could just go and like splatter all this on the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum, and it's bye-bye.
And it's not like an instant effect or anything either. So, yeah. Okay. So you wake up, you have breakfast in the morning, you head out to do your shopping. Did anybody put together any additional supplies that do not have an exact cost associated with them? Or if you want to just say what it is that you're buying.
I don't think so. Because Donnie's picking up a climbing kit. Somebody else should pick up a climbing kit because I have some climbing
I'm
gear.
getting one.
Well, so am I.
Okay, so there's. Okay, so we'll have 3 there. That should be good. Unless you already have it, I think everybody should probably pick up a second thing of rope.
Yeah. I was gonna buy cook's utensils and herbalism kit. They have the prices for those in the tool section in the player's handbook.
Did you say Cuxer?
Wait, what? Herbalism kit and cook's
Said-
utensils.
Cook's
Cooksters.
utensils. You
Oh,
freak.
Cook's utensils.
Cook's utensils, yeah.
Goodness, Tim.
I'm
need to-
also gonna get herbalism kit and alchemist supplies.
Tim, you need to grow up, all right? Cuxer retired, bro. Grow up.
Years ago. Uh-huh. Okay. So anything that has monetary value, I just kind of wanted to hear out loud what it was that you were buying, and then anything that does not have a monetary value associated with it, we'll talk about it. But it sounds like you've got all that on lockdown. How much rope is in the climber's kit?
I don't know if the climber's kit comes with rope. It does not.
It's just
It
pittance.
says You can.
What?
It's special pittance, boot tips, gloves, and a harness.
Yeah, it doesn't actually come with rope, though.
Yeah, you can use it to not die while climbing.
Okay.
Makes you climb good.
Any potions?
We should probably. Yeah, I was about to say we should probably look to see about getting some more potions.
Ooh, push it.
Get another handful of them on hand. I don't remember what the prices were for those. I think it was like 50 or something.
It's 50
Was
for
it?
a standard potion of healing. I think is it 150 for a superior
I don't know, but I don't think we're
or a greater?
taking that. Oh, I think we forgot to, or we should have given back that restoration potion back to the mayor since we didn't actually use it.
All right. The potion of vitality.
He didn't ask for it back, but or did he?
I
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I think we just forgot.
Okay. So
It
if you
is
want to give that
not
back to him,
in
that's
my inventory.
No, I'm the one who has it.
Okay, so we should probably give that back to him because it's
was Donnie
an
holding on to
emergency
that?
thing for the Tim.
No, I was.
I mean, oh, okay.
He said it was like a family heirloom. I'd feel
There's
bad
something
holding on to it.
passed down. Yeah, it was for emergencies only, and we got past the potential need for that
And
emergency.
you have plenty of serums on you now. So,
Mhm.
how many serums do you have? 9.
7?
It was 13 originally, and we
Originally,
used
I have it written down.
6.
7. We have 7 left.
Yeah, 7 left. That
Yeah, because we all took
that's
one,
it.
gave one to the giants. So that
yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so I want to try and haggle down the price of them potions.
So we'll just take care of
Actually-
that with a persuasion check, and it'll be. Let's see. Where would you be buying these? Oh, you're just rolling. Okay.
You said persuasion check, so I gave
did.
persuasion check.
isn't
24.
Let's see. 24.
Dang it, I rolled perception. It's
Yeah.
+2 to that. 26. My persuasion is better.
Plus, you have a +7 on your persuasion. Okay.
I mean, I have a +8 on my perception.
Okay.
But that's without expertise.
There
For me.
are.
Yeah, I have.
There are 4 available from this particular vendor with this particular persuasion check for 37 gold each.
Gonna buy. We'll get all of
37
those.
each. Yep.
128 gold for all those.
I mean, that's pretty
Absolutely.
good. That's pretty good.
It's fantastic. Who wants one?
I'll take one, sure.
The 4 of us who aren't Duke. so that we can do healing away from Duke.
So
and
that you
or
can heal Duke.
Yeah,
Exactly.
When he goes down for the millionth time.
No, when he
It'll-
takes a
it'll only
bajillion
be
damage,
now.
we just keep cutting in half and healing him. And
Whoever
That's what
thought
I'm
a
here for.
monk cleric would be a tank?
I'm a tank.
Item specifically.
Potion of healing.
Yeah, it's just potion of healing. Yeah.
Regular.
Did you pay for all four? Or are we each paying for one individually?
We should split that cost a bit.
All right. So how much was it? Split that.
37.
37 each.
Gold.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, 37.
I'll pay 37.
I have paid 37. Oh, and
Sorry.
my money from the other thing.
Oh yeah. You said there wasn't rope in the climber's kit, right?
Correct. So you should
Yeah, so I'll
an
buy-
extra
yeah.
coil.
I'll buy rope too. I'll buy an extra coil.
I've already got 2.
I already
I'm
have-
good.
I bought a coil of rope
I
as well.
do not.
200 feet.
Oh, we have
200 feet.
200
Yeah.
feet? You have 4 things of rope?
I
Jeez.
sure do.
Is
Gotta
it
have rope.
All right.
Hempen rope?
Actually, I already had rope somewhere. I'm gonna return the only one rope that I bought. I didn't look at my inventory. No, I'll keep it. I'm keeping. I got 100 foot of rope now. Bump it.
100 what?
You never know
Wow.
when you need to rope things.
I mean, in Duke's case, I'm pretty sure the rope are actually his bandages.
Yeah,
Well-
that's probably true.
I have no rope, so
Yeah, neither do
will
I.
be buying a coil.
Yeah. So will I.
Okay.
I think the only other thing is everybody should make sure they've got plenty of rations and water.
I mean, I can
and
gather food
You can gather food. That's right.
for myself up to 5 people. So
I
then
have
there would
5
be,
rations.
Plus, you've got good berries. if
Yeah, I've
need
got
be.
good berries that feeds, and I also have a
Okay.
few rations, so we should be good at food.
So I mean,
So we're good
unless
on
you guys
that.
want like better food, because I mean, the things you're going to find out in the wild, you would know this from having traveled, even all the way from Nixrunum, and Razir would know it traveling around, and Thrall. Actually, all of you would know. It's not. It's slim pickings out there. There definitely is food to be had. It's not like you're going to starve, but it's not going to be a 4-course meal every night. So you're going to be roughing it unless you buy food that's non-perishable
So
that
be
you
it.
can bring with you. 2 other things. The first thing is Thrall didn't talk about the lock and whether or not you guys are going to purchase that or not.
Nah, I'm not gonna bring it up because the guy said only I can know the code and I'm not allowed to share it magically. I was kind of hoping for a community lock, for a community chest. So, not even.
Also, you're not bringing the cart with you, so it'll just be you're literally just leaving the cart in the stables, I guess.
Empty
Also,
box.
if you want to reserve a spot in the stables for just the cart, because you're going to take Gade with you, obviously, it'll be 2 silver a day. So for however many days you would like to reserve this slot for your...
We're going to roll that over to the mayor's house and put it in his yard and be like, we're leaving this here. We're not paying to keep it anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on to this
We
for
should
us. We'll be
not
back.
Pay to do our jobs in your town.
I mean, technically you're going out on a vigilante mission and not for the town.
No, this is literally part of our job to go explore ruins and find things for the town.
It's true.
We're like
I mean,
Indiana
with a
Jones.
+7 persuasion, you can convince the mayor.
Yeah.
That's
it's
fine.
just a cart. We can put it in some alleyway out of the way, up against some side
Sure.
of somebody's
If you-
house.
If you want to leave it around the back of Nicodon's estate, that's fine.
It's not like we
back by
got
the
anything
kitchen
in it.
door.
It's just
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, second thing is, are you guys buying horses? You didn't talk about travel necessarily.
let's see. So we've got Gade with Throw and Zanladir. We have 1 horse, and a horse can carry 2 people for traveling day, or is it just 1 person?
If they're for this particular horse, which you had taken from
It was one of the horses
This-
from the.
Hey, it wasn't really a
carriage that was-
top-notch
Right.
horse.
it, so this horse would be able to carry 2 people, but regardless, it's not a fast horse. So, like, you could purchase fast horses that would travel at 24 miles a day. This horse would not be able to keep up with those horses.
Okay.
This
so
is
we're gonna be
more.
looking
This
at
is
getting-
more of a pack horse, like
Gotcha.
pulling things. You could put tons of weight
this horse
on
will
this
be for
thing.
the cart.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Pack horse, gotcha.
It's not a riding horse. All right. Louise, can you ride your bear?
No.
No.
It is medium
Okay.
size.
Then we will need 2 horses. If we can double up on them.
Because Xanladir can ride on Gade with Thrall.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then, a riding horse could hold 2 people, I would say.
All right, cool.
Right, and I mentioned this before, but completely forgot once we got back. I said I wanted to buy a map of the South Hold.
Oh.
If they have those.
Okay. You're in Beacon. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Investigation.
I will help.
Yeah, he's getting help from some of us.
Sure.
My computer, right? I rolled it.
But your help
Anyway.
with with exhausted, which would be disadvantage. So
No, well,
I'm helping,
I
so-
don't know why I pressed the roll appeared on the D&D Beyond, but then as soon as the roll appeared, both of the Forge and D&D Beyond, both of the pages went completely back. The roll didn't
Oh, no.
appear in the
That's
Forge, but
weird.
now it's all right. But I rolled in 11.
11.
Yeah.
That's with
You
advantage.
can help, so you get advantage.
I get advantage. Oh, so reroll. Why doesn't it? Why don't my rolls appear?
It's there for me. I see
Anyway,
it.
I got
Yeah,
a 12.
It's
Yeah, I see
showed
it.
up for us. Yeah,
Um,
Let me just refresh
it's working on our end.
You talk to one of the farmers who used to go out into the woods to collect certain seeds for a very specific product that he's growing that is in high demand and is kind of grown on the side apart from his regular crops. And he draws you a crude map, and it will provide you, and I obviously didn't prepare, well, I don't have what you're looking for specifically. However, this map will provide you with a +1 to your survival checks made to navigate the South Hold. And he draws up this crude map and asks for 3 silver.
All right, I'll give those to him. 3 silver. All right.
3 silver for a +1 item. That's a bargain.
It is.
I mean, it's pretty specific +1 item, but yeah. I think Louise is pretty good with survival checks already, but +1's pretty good.
Always helpful. Yeah, I have a +6.
And this map
Plus that.
has a few markings on it in relation to things you may want to avoid, kind of. And also, this person didn't go all the way to the other side of the South Hold, but saw some things and kind of filled in what he thought was over there. So it's not 100% accurate and doesn't have every marking on it that could, tell you where everything is.
All right.
Yeah. So just kind of make that, put that right in there in your inventory there. And so each horse to purchase is 78 gold.
All right. Do we split the prices 5-way, or do we?
Now, see here.
Why would I pay for a horse?
The coats of these
Four
horses look a little dull. May not have been taken care of too much. You sure you've been feeding them enough?
Look in the mouth.
And
Look at the mouth.
yeah, them teeth ain't looking the best. You sure these are worth 78 gold? You can't come down to that at all.
I've been dealing with this large creature that's been like taking over everything and gnawing on the corners of posts and been like
this
causing
is the same
ruckus.
stable guy. Whoops.
And there's only one stables in all of Beacon. You literally went back to where
Okay.
Gade was staying for
Well,
the last
there's
2
the
or 3 days.
stables, and then there might be the horse breeder.
it's Beacon. There's no horse breeder. There's no horse breeder. It is literally
What?
Imported
The heck?
horses, and it is the
Oh.
same person. There is only just the one
Well,
person.
All right, so what's 78 split 5 ways, guys?
Well, 78 times 2
one.
divided by 4.
look, we are now going to be taking the large canine away, and you'll have the peace and quiet of your stables again. Not to mention, we are the raiders of Beacon.
Looks over to Thrall,
Perhaps-
ignoring your comment about Raiders of Beacon. Next time you come back and you're gonna leave your mutt here, it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost more. I mean, I'm just gonna have to charge
no.
more to have. Look, there's literally damage to my building, and I have a business to run here.
Dare you? You're lucky he's wearing this muzzle. You won't be having a head no more.
Like chicken feathers and blood everywhere, chewing on the corners of the building. Literally gonna fall down, ruin all of my stock. I literally import these, and you know what? You look familiar. As you look familiar. Besides having left your whatever this is here, right? There's caravans that transport horses right across for trade and all that. Are you a member of that caravan?
Remember, there's lots of those. You're gonna have to be more specific.
Well, I can't remember the exact name of it, but you should know these come at a high price. They're literally cared for, transported across the countryside. Things being thrown at them, people shooting at them. And not to mention the fact that they're trained. 78 gold to steal for the lot of you. I don't know. I haven't heard that you've done anything for Beacon thus far, except for chew on my doorpost.
I'm too angry to talk to this guy right now. I can't.
Everybody in Beacon's a jerk to Thrall, apparently.
Absolutely.
Sheesh.
Let's get
Well,
on.
Thrall's a bit of a jerk.
Uh-huh.
No.
No. Donnie's a bit of a jerk.
The border between character and person is thin.
I'll tell you what, though. Alex is so immersed right now.
I am just listening to this horse merchant
Uh-huh.
gouging us, and Threll just not murdering him. This,
Post dinner lull.
yeah, I gotta stop eating so much.
We'll find some kind of communication. It's like, Thrall, murder this guy.
Yeah.
So, rip his arms off. Tear his arms off.
Tear his arms off.
There's like a
you
chain of
risky.
communication. We're like, Thrall, kill this guy. And then she's like, Jade, kill this guy.
It goes through the whole party. Yeah, so he's... I'll tell you what. You go ahead and roll a persuasion check. I'm not giving you advantage on this. You roll a nat 20, and you might get a better deal. And that's it.
20. How about 50% of that?
Nope.
I like my odds.
Nope.
I mean that.
With disadvantage? No, okay.
I mean that's what I got in my first Spanish term in high school.
Okay.
Mm.
So you've... what colors would you like the horses to be?
78 gold?
Yeah,
Per
so
horse?
it's 39 each.
Correct.
Since Strel won't be paying.
Okay. 39 each.
39.
That's fine. I can live with that.
39 from each of us. I thought it was only who's paying.
The four of you.
Yeah,
Four of us.
all of us except Drell. Since
I mean, well, we're getting 2, or because
Yeah.
78 divided by 4 is that?
no, because
Yeah, we are
78
we
is
have to
for
get
one
two.
horse.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
two,
okay,
yeah.
that's fine. 39. Man, I have no money anymore.
I still have
Oh,
money.
whoops!
Better make sure these
Oh,
horses don't
biscuit.
die.
I just did
I don't-
something.
They will die.
We don't... I mean, you guys don't have
Make
to
that-
be
Make that money back.
critical role about this.
They will die.
Get your mounts dead every time you go on an adventure.
That or they just
Look.
forget about them and leave them behind.
Well, the one thing you have going for you is that you know that Thrall is not going to leave Gade behind. Or if he does, I suppose Gade would protect the horses, probably.
Or eat them.
Or he might eat them.
Yeah.
Nah, he likes horses. They
Wisdom
hang
check.
out too
Right,
much.
because they're tasty.
And completely forgot about it. I changed my during the long rest from the my bear from a bear to a bird so he can follow us easier.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've collected...
I have a
during the
question.
shop. Oh, yep.
This is the last shopping thing that I'm thinking of doing. When you have like tools, do you have to be proficient in them to use them?
No.
Just if you want to
No.
add your proficiency bonus to the check when using them.
Yep.
And there's certain things you need to be proficient with them to be able to do. Like with an herbalism kit, I need to be proficient with it to make health potions.
Okay.
But you can do the base stuff with the kits otherwise.
Okay. Interesting.
It's like the
Like
kit
anybody
just
can use
allows you
a-
to
a
do the
lockpicking
thing.
kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Better.
Right. Okay. Good to
Now-
know.
Now, we're gonna cut pretty soon here to the next series of events. However, I think Xander wanted to talk to Duke during the shopping escapade.
See.
I did. We'll say I
Also, I
did
pick
it.
up my mask.
Oh, yep. So that's ready for you. It fits really well and actually like feels comfortable. There's no this. You were told that this blacksmith was skilled. There's no need for a strap. It just sits on your face and just like suction cups to your face, basically.
That's kind of scary.
He puts it in and goes like.
Yep.
Then little claws pop out the sides and dig into the side of the face.
He's Dio now.
It's a cursed item.
Anyway.
If that's suction to your face, you're gonna like face sweat. It's gonna be gross.
How does he
There's
breathe?
there's a potential for that. Oh, he's got a
He doesn't
mouth-
breathe.
mouth slit. I
It's
assume, or no?
airtight.
Choking himself every time he puts
Like
it on.
putting a plastic bag over your head.
Yeah, I'll say we had this conversation on the way to the marketplace just to, but I'd walk up beside him. Duke, I just have a couple questions. You keep mentioning the old gods, and none of us have really inquired about it. It's just kind of been like, okay, whatever, you're crazy. But I'm interested. I'm intrigued because I'm not really a man of faith myself, and I'm aware of all the current gods that most people praise. But is there another set of gods that you're aware of that we're not?
Well, I mean, yes, the gods that came about after all the Titans began to attack are because humanity is the people of this world. They ignored the true tenets from before, and now they worship these false idols. We were already on the road to blasphemy and hereticism, and now we live here. Until we can restore the faith, then we will continue to do so.
And who are the old gods? What do they consist of?
I mean, we have met the cult of one of them, those followers of Zeal. He is one of the older gods. There are a number of them, but they have fallen out of worship. It's unfortunate. I say all this as I'm trying to find the old thing.
So, what is your goal in leaving? Like, what is your goal in bringing the old gods back? Like, do you think that'll save the world?
I mean, it would do well to pay deference to those who could save us, and because we turned our backs on them in the first place is why these maladies and calamities have befallen us. I mean, Mathis is the one that I follow most closely. Of order and justice and loyalty. There are things that we have left behind, good morals and things like that. That without them, we have fallen into darkness and disrepair.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm not a not myself, but should the time arise, maybe I'll see some worth.
I mean, you have already seen the way that I am able to heal others, and the things that I am able to do. It is all a gift from the gods. There is no reason not to believe, except for your own pride and hubris. Like, you must set aside your arrogance and truly let go.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I recognize that they exist. I'm just not necessarily a believer. I guess I don't praise.
And this is why we struggle every day. This is why the chainless are alive and thriving the way they are, as opposed to being down in the dirt, subdued by those of righteous faith.
Yeah, maybe I'll take you up on some learning at some point. I'm still intrigued, but we'll talk about that later.
That would be wonderful.
All right. And then just one last thing from me is, so I'm not proficient with a tinker's kit. So if I were to get one, like, would I still be able to do the history checks and investigation checks and stuff with it? Or
Well, I mean, a tinkerer's kit would be used to tinker with things.
well,
So-
the official like what it says is like you can make a history check to determine the age and origin of objects, even if you have only a few pieces remaining from the original. When you expect a damage investigation, when you inspect a damaged object, you gain knowledge of how it was damaged and how long ago. And then repair, you can restore 10 hit points to a damaged object for each hour of work.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
You learn
and
something
then
new every day.
if I wanted to tinker, I could, but that's like what it says.
So because you would have a tinkerer's kit, you'd be able to make those rolls. You just wouldn't do it with proficiency if you're not proficient with a tinkerer's kit.
Okay.
You wouldn't add your proficiency bonus to those rolls for those things. But yeah, it would allow you to do those things because you have the kit.
Okay, yeah, I'll get one then. I think that's
I think that's very fitting for Xander, 100%.
That is very in character, so I'm gonna get one, which is 50 gold. So
Oh wow.
pretty steep.
I also had, just remembered I had something else I wanted to pick up
Okay.
if it's available. A book, a language book, if it's available. Just like a book that would be the intro basics to learning a new language.
Which language?
Sylvan, probably.
Sylvan?
Yeah.
One of the most obscure languages.
Well, I'm just
Unlikely
thinking
to be
about
found.
what you know what? I'm not even going to ask you to roll for that. I'm going to say no. That's not available here in Beacon.
I'll pick up another one then. I'll go with.
I mean, any book of that kind is going to require a roll. Sylvan specifically is going to be an absolute no, but anything like Dwarvish, you're probably not going to even find like Draconic. You're not going to. I mean, you already know Deep Speech. You already
I'm
know
right
a couple
here.
different things. But I mean, looking for a book like the basic. Is Elvish? Yeah, Elvish would be one. Dwarvish, Gnomish. You're not going to find giant.
Okay. Well, then I'll have looked for them and not found what I was looking for, and we'll call it at that.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's just not. It
That's how
doesn't
it goes.
fit in Beacon for sure.
No, that's fine.
You have me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know.
You know, you're going to
And
need
we'll
to
make
go
a
to.
thing of that now.
You're probably. I mean,
Now that
just
I
to
don't
be
have the
totally
book.
honest with you, you're probably not going to find that stuff like in River. Maybe
Yeah.
Basriel. Definitely Ilis Narian. Definitely an Iron V. Definitely Nyx Brunum. But Definitely not Telnoro. Maybe Hyalus. Definitely not Alderman. Yeah, that stuff's not. Definitely not Sayor. So it's that kind of thing, that niche like thing that you're looking for, is going to be tough unless you go to one of the major cities.
All right.
Okay. Alrighty. Before we move on to, I mean, obviously you go and you talk with Zanladir, and he's just in his room, and you go collect him for your journey. But before you do that, I just want to put it out there. I don't assuming what people have for money, but this is at least 4 days there and at least 4 days back, and it is not. We are past the intro arc, so this is probably going to be a longer journey. If you're coming back to Beacon, maybe you'll go up to Isles Narian after you finish this off. Who knows? I don't know where you're going to go, but just want to make sure that you guys have everything you want for this mission or this journey, this adventure, this dungeon that you're going to go and do. Because this could be 4-5 sessions that we're in this. So I know that's kind of metagaming of me to say, but I just want to make sure that you're not like, oh, I wish I'd bought this when we were back in town kind of thing.
Let me check my spell components really quick.
Yeah, no. What I had in mind is way too expensive. Yeah.
Donnie, you need to buy anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, I might not mind upgrading my armor.
That's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm good.
Currently,
This is the second or third most impoverished town in all of the Valley of Hope. So
Don't talk about my town like that.
I was covered for that. Like the night before that, me and Xander talked about it. But the orb, if I tied it like to my belt, all that, could I see? Do I get dark vision, or do
No.
I need to hold it? Yeah.
yes.
Like,
tape it to the back of your hand.
No. Tape it to your forehead.
There you go.
Could put it on a hat.
Just get some duct
Could
tape,
I-
put it on top of your head, and duct tape it around your head. Like,
yeah. Could I?
no,
Maybe it's
no.
pretty sure it's
You
a
gotta hold
stretch,
it.
but try to find
Boo, you're no
Pretty
fun, Tim.
goggles of night. Goggles of night. It's an uncommon item. That's why I'm asking, but I don't. Pretty sure it's gonna be too expensive.
Yeah, what's the magic item market looking like here?
Yeah.
In Beacon specifically, you're gonna spend.
That's where we are.
You know what? I hate you. You're gonna spend minimum of 50% over what a normal magic item cost would be here. Minimum.
Yeah.
So if an
Goggles of
uncommon
night
item
being uncommon.
costs, I forget what we did back in Ring of Valor. Was it 100 or 50 or 500? I forget. I think it was only like 100 for uncommon.
It was,
items.
it was within the scale that the DM guide gives for magic items, I think.
Well, right now, just say I have 175 gold. Would I be able to afford a pair if you found them?
I'm gonna ask for an investigation check and then a persuasion check.
Investigation.
The investigation check is to see if they have it. The DC
Yep.
on this is going to be 16, and then so Pete, go to roll that first before we
Yep.
get onto the persuasion check. And then the persuasion check will be to see whether or not you can afford it.
By one.
Nice.
By one.
You beat it. Okay, so there is one to be found. And now the persuasion check to see whether or not you can afford it, because this Goggles of Night, I mean...
DM guide gives a range for uncommon magic items of 100 to 500 gold.
100 to 500 gold. Okay, so we're going to put the put the DC on the persuasion check to 14 to see if you can afford this.
All right. Nah. Big old
They
-1.
they
How much-
you haggled
much
them
is it?
down to 176 gold.
Rude.
Wait, how much silver do I have? No, I have 8.
Dude,
I have 8 and 13
I'll-
copper. So if I had,
If
7
only you
more
had
coppers,
friends or a group
Yeah.
pool
Wait,
of
I
money or something.
Or a brother who will just front you.
Now,
Like,
now, I just want to
need one
say,
gold, guys.
everyone knows this is too much money for this item, but it is what is being charged for it here.
makes life a whole lot easier if everybody can
it
see in the
does.
dark.
But yeah, who does
Zelodier
anybody
is,
not have dark vision?
Yeah, I'm the only one who doesn't have it.
It's just you at this point.
It's
Yeah,
just me. Because
honestly,
I'm pretty sure Zelodier also has dark vision because he's a half elf, right?
yeah.
He does, correct.
All right. Yeah, so I'm the only one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could even go like halvesies on you with this. if you-
I think that's a party investment.
All right.
Yeah.
Party. Do we
Well,
have a
I-
party fund yet?
We
No,
have
or do we-
the 3 emeralds, which are 75 right there.
Ooh,
And as for the rest, I don't know.
that might be a good call.
75.
Sell those.
You know what? Party
And
funds,
then-
the 3 emeralds, and I'll play the rest. So 101.
Yeah.
That's good with
So-
everyone, right?
Me.
All right. So,
And nobody else is saying no, so
Meanwhile, Alex is watching a movie with his family and
I'm
living.
not watching a movie.
he's just glancing at it occasionally for long periods of time.
Yes, and talking to someone.
Yes, I have to
Well, we're-
engage.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. I'm.
It's
trying
Friday
to
night.
split
Haven't you heard the song?
it. That's not how the song goes.
All right, so yeah,
with goggles.
those 3 emeralds, and then
Okay,
you get the 101 gold.
101 gold. Yep.
And I do have to say, the only reason we were able to buy them is because it was like, you know what? He failed it, but I'm gonna make it so it's by 1.
Yeah. Honestly, a worthwhile investment. As far as I'm
it is.
concerned.
He knows.
Well, I mean, you rolled a 3 on your persuasion check,
Yeah.
so I mean, I could have made it like 345 gold, but that would probably
Yeah.
wait. 176 is already excessive for Goggles of Night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But where it is, there are magic items to be found in this world, but Beacon's not a place where you buy
Yeah, it's not the
like
place, yeah.
armor and like better weapons and
That's
better-
why I wasn't sure that there were gonna be goggles here to start off with. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a +1 to my AC. I am going to look for some upgrades to my armor. Upgrade singular.
What do you?
Which would just be studded leather. I currently have leather. I'd be looking
Okay.
for studded leather.
So that's
Putting some sweet
easier than a magic item.
emo goth studs on my.
Okay. I would. This I would just ask for a persuasion check. It is going to be a higher DC on the cost. Is there a cost associated with it on D&D Beyond?
Yeah. Player Handbook puts studded leather by default at 45 gold.
Oh, okay. So it's in Beacon. It's up for 60.
All right. So look, I'm sure you make plenty of this stuff for the local town guard, so I'm sure you're not in short supply. Look, I'd also be willing to trade in my current armor, so you'd have something to replace it with supply-wise. Leather armor goes for 10 gold, so it's a much cheaper product I'm trading in. And if we come across any creatures worth tanning, I'll bring you back a hide while we're out and about as well.
And this
If you can come down on the price a bit.
middle-aged man, long hair, who's got like scars on one of his cheeks, and he's got an apron on, and he's got a little tanner's hammer with like a little pin, and he's like tink 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 on a piece of leather that he's working on while you're having this conversation with him. Yeah, I make the armor for the guards, but it's hard living out here in these far off parts, and gotta make a living. I got a family to feed. Things just cost more to have shipped to Beacon,
I
And
ain't
this
asking
armor
for
you're turning
free,
in,
and-
I didn't make that. That looks like trash, if I'm being honest with you.
Look, it's perfectly fine armor, and I ain't asking for the armor for free. I'm just asking if you can come down on the price a bit, and like I said, I'd bring you a hide or two if we come across it, which would be you would not have to purchase for yourself.
You guys are the Raiders of Beacon, right? So it's
There we are.
possible you might survive another couple days. Are you heading out somewhere where you're going to be hunting?
We'll be outside the town, out towards the woods, and we'll probably end up fighting something or hunting something, and I'll make sure to bring you back a pelt or two.
Trading in your armor. He looks it up and down again and kind of wipes off the side of one of your pauldrons. All right, you trade in the armor. I gave you this nice fine set I just finished yesterday, brand spanking new. You bring me back 3 pelts, 35 gold.
Fine doing business with you. And I'd shake his hand for it.
Okay.
35.
Absolute highway robbery.
Hey.
I mean, it's supposed to be 45.
Yeah.
I mean, so he
Life
got
on the
the
road
exact.
is hard. You have to.
I didn't
spend
even
what
make.
you
I
need
should
to
have.
do.
I forgot to ask for the persuasion check because I'm just not paying attention.
Oh, I'm so no.
you know what,
I'm,
Eric? Roll a persuasion check. I just want to see what would have happened.
no, I'm just stupid.
I'm glad I didn't have to
I-
roll.
I heard Eric say.
11's not terrible.
I heard Eric say I need I'd like a +1 on my armor. I'm thinking he's getting +1 armor.
Plus 1 armor.
So
Originally, I
I'm-
thought he meant the same thing, and I was like,
I was
nope, that's
like-
not going to happen.
I
And
was
then
like,
Yeah, no.
that's criminal.
studded leather. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just upgrading the type of armor I have.
You guys,
Yay, +1, I'm 16.
do you guys all gather around the outside of Zanladir's room, number 16, up in the old hammer? Just outside the room waiting.
Probably not. We'll send somebody to go get him, and we'll meet him down at a table.
Okay. All right. So somebody goes and gets him. You meet down at the table. You plan your route. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you guys leaving, or are you waiting till the next day?
I think we're going with that original plan of do a
Yeah.
half day's travel, get outside the town, get past the woods that are around the town,
Find
and
a
get to
safe
maybe
spot.
the edge of that. Yeah, get
Okay.
to the edge of the woods and the open field, which should be about a half day's travel, and
To the
give or
edge.
take, we'll
Yeah. Well, it's okay. We'll get into it once we get out there. But you guys are leaving now and are hoping to reach the edge of the South Holt by sundown.
Oh, I don't know
correct?
about the edge of the South Hole. That's a whole nother day.
Oh, you just wanted to
Isn't it?
camp out in the so
Yeah,
where
out
so
the
this is how I'm considering it, and we're gonna kind of play it by ear as we go, just however the flavor of it makes sense in the moment. And I'm not unfair when it comes to that necessarily, but if a location resides in a hex, you just have to get to that hex. It's not,
Okay, so
and
it
it might,
is everywhere
you know,
in the
I
hex.
might be like, oh, you guys have an extra 2 to 4 hours of travel to
Like if it's
To
we just
get-
got
Yeah.
at the border of the hexagon, but it's at the other border.
Right. It's not going to be a whole nother, if you're coming the opposite direction, it's not a whole day's travel. I'm just trying to make the hex crawl make sense. So,
Yeah, I think for this point though, since we're only doing a half day travel, we're just basically traveling within the hex, just exiting
Gotcha.
the town into
Okay.
that hex, basically.
okay. So, you're-
At least that's my input.
sure.
There's 6 of
That's
us
my
here.
understanding of it.
That's
like
fine.
the hex scroll. So
That's fine.
Makes sense.
So, that's why I said 4.5 days, essentially. 4.5 to 5, depending
Right.
on what comes up. Okay. So, we're setting off on this journey. This is happening. You guys are leaving.
Ooh, let's go.
As we get to the edge of the town, if you don't mind me starting something here.
Sure.
Doing something. And we get the horses ready. We would have had a larger saddle for one of them and a normal single-person saddle for the other. And then whatever nonsense goes with Gade for Zanladir. You'd have already had Gade with you, I'm sure, at this point. And as we get to the outside of the town and everybody's mounting up, I would look to Xander and be like, thanks for the tips. And then I'll look to Thrall and be like, tell me how I do. And I will hold my right hand up, and energy will start swirling up in it, in like a ball. And then I'll like grab it, and as I do, I'll let out a whistle like Thrall does to call Gade. And the energy that's from the ball bursts out and coalesces into a bit of a fog, and then from that fog out trots a black horse with black hair and mane, with a, if you look, it's got dark green eyes to match my aesthetic, and it's got a gnarly looking saddle on it that looks both like ornate and like well trimmed, but also like a little bit rotting and falling apart all at the same time. And I'll hop up on my mount that is my familiar, and all right, all this is Spera.
Yes.
I
Such a
learned
good
how to
name.
do this. Learned how to do this recently.
Oh man, I was
So,
hoping it would have a good name. I'm so sorry, I'm ruining the RP.
That's so cool. I've never made anything that big. How did you do that?
I think my way of doing it, well, lets me do my magic is a little bit different than what you got at your disposal.
What? How do you learn your magic? Is learning not cool? Why can't I learn?
Learning is for nerds.
Learning's fine, and you get what you get out of it, which is admirable. The way I get my abilities is a little more pricey, let's say,
Okay.
in a different way.
I mean, you know, is under. It's expensive to go to college.
I
Right.
yeah.
I ain't exactly talking about money, but sure.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And around, and as we start to set off and go around the tops of the hooves, there's a little wispy smoke, energy looking tendrils as
It's a little green,
we
right?
run. A little bit, just a tiny little bit. Yeah.
All right, you ride off. I can't say into the sunset because it is mid-afternoon, and
Eventually into the sunset.
It's high noon.
high noon. Nice.
It's 1 o'clock.
1:30. 1:42. So as you guys make your way in this awesome, we still have 18 minutes to go, so we're gonna use every last drop of the session that we have. At least I'm going to. You take your half-day journey, the first day of travel, out of the beginnings of the forest that everyone arrived to beacon in, experiencing the smells, which are amazing for some reason, including like Xander specifically, and even Thrall, who's been out in these forests like her whole life, right? Just you're with an amazing group that has come together and for the first time are setting off on a real adventure that isn't just the beginnings of a relationship. You've chosen to come together as a group to go out and find answers, to find something cool that can be used. You've made a name for yourselves in this small town. And for that very reason, this first half day of travel is by far the easiest of this journey that you're traversing on. And for that reason, we're not going to roll on the hex grid for this half day of travel. And you exude such confidence in yourselves that as you bed down that evening, out in the middle of a wild field with tall grass and a light wind that blows through everything, the stars up above you, whether you're setting a campfire or not, you can envision it for yourselves if you'd like to. The odd tree that had fallen and rotted partially into the ground, and a few boulders that dot the hilly countryside that surrounds you, the smells of nature are all around. Even bugs and a few little critters come up, which Gade happily snacks on. Just greet your senses, and you are happy to complete another long rest at the end of this day without the need to roll for perception for watches. And we will proceed into the next day of travel after this half day of travel. Unless there was something around a campfire out in the middle of the wilderness with miles around without really too many trees, it's probably not a great idea to set a fire.
I mean, I do have a 23 in passive perception.
So
go ahead.
I was just gonna say when we're not in the woods and there's long lines of sight, we would probably do smaller fires, but like pit fires. So they're down. We would dig down, do small fires down there. So there's at most smoke, which you're not going to see at night, and the fire itself is going to be out of view. So we would do small pit fires when we're out in open field areas. And yeah, this first campfire, this first night is probably just going to be like getting Zanladir on, getting everybody on the same page with how we're going to be doing camping and figuring out setting up our camps and how to organize them and lay them out in a defensible way for creatures and stuff like that. Probably have like the tents next to each other in a semicircle around one direction, so we only really have to watch one direction for wild animals because they typically
you guys have tents?
Run through the tent.
Y'all use tents?
Well, if we have tents, if not, it's
I don't think anybody
whatever.
has any tents.
Whatever with the horses, and just the way we lay out our sleeping bags and stuff. Just whatever preparations and things we're gonna do, we would.
Zanladir definitely has a small pup tent that he puts up for himself. Just a single person. He's just wrapped up inside of it, and he does not snore, but he makes a little wheezing sound as he's sleeping, for sure. He relies on you guys entirely for protection and to watch the surroundings. He did have a reaction back in Beacon to your summoning of. Did you say? What did you call your horse again?
Sparrow.
Sparrow. Sparrow. It's fine. Oh, that's quite the neat trick. But yeah, I'm trying to progress to the following day is what I'm doing. So you guys set up your perimeter. You set up
Sparrow or Sparrow.
Sparrow.
All right, it's Sparrow. There's no way the accent is that undeniably strong that you're saying it's Sparrow. Like,
that's pretty good.
Sparrow.
That's pretty good.
Sparrow.
like the Destiny bike.
Wow, that didn't take very long.
Figure that out immediately.
Anyways, what I would like to try to accomplish so that we feel like we got somewhere this evening is you guys wake up in the following morning. The aromas greet you of the surrounding nature, and it's amazing to think that so much danger lies in the beauty that surrounds this place. You can see, once you get to kind of a slightly elevated hilltop, the South Holt, which is still a good number of miles away, but it's a clear day for right now, and they're like, you can see for quite a ways. There is a good amount of wildlife, but the wildlife you do see is extremely cautious. There are flocks of birds that come kind of swooping down and grab things off the ground, and currently the clouds are white and wispy and just a few in a blue sky, and you can see way off on the horizon a line across the horizon that is likely Epoch's chain, with a bit of clouds at their top. I mean, that's like 100 miles away, so it's a line on the horizon at this point. But yeah, as you guys make your way off on the remainder of your or the start of your day, this will be the first time that we roll for the hex grid. I would like someone to roll a 2d10, please. Who's gonna roll it?
I can do it.
Oh, somebody's just rolling. Who is it?
It was
Oh.
Donnie.
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
Alex.
it wasn't Donnie. I assumed it was Donnie. Donnie likes to do things.
He does.
I like the cause chaos.
I was going to say two of us could roll 1d10 and then add it together.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that would have been teamwork. I like that.
I did not prepare a party token, which I should have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Threll on the map.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Threll,
we
Threll
are
and the
threlling the boys.
Threll and the boys.
Exactly. Was it Trell and the Boys or Trell and Friends?
No, throw on the board.
Either one.
Both
Yeah.
good. Both good.
I was using Threll and the boys as reference.
Yeah.
Now,
Nice.
here we are. So, first day of travel. It is a clear, beautiful day. And you travel unhindered through the many valleys and ridges that are that make up the majority of this plain-like environment, with, again, many bits of wildlife that are found that Gade goes and catches and hunts throughout the day. I will say, Razir, you do spot 2 deer that are traveling as you start to approach the South Holt. If it's something you might be interested in, they look like they're a few hundred feet off. Go ahead and make an attack roll. What's your range? 300?
600?
6.
Without disadvantage, is 600?
Correct.
You guys
Okay.
will have a long and short range with.
Okay.
Spell, yeah.
One range.
Wait, did you take
Are you gonna shoot-
spell sniper? That's why.
Can you shoot 2
I
or
sure
just
did.
1?
Per turn, I can shoot 1.
Oh,
I rolled terribly.
so close. You could have just eviscerated that whole ass.
So it hits the ground, fires off. It starts running. It's just like
So anyway,
they
started
realize you're trying to
blasting.
hit them, and they're like immediately like poke their heads up, look at you, and then start like diving off into their underbrush, the beginnings of the forest, around a tree. One of your shots hits a tree. The tree, it's a small tree, and the tree explodes, and the splinters annihilate both deer, who fall to the ground covered in shrapnel from the tree that you've exploded out in the middle of the wilderness here.
That'll make a great pelt.
Yeah. So you catch up to it. Do you have the means with which to skin these?
Got a
I
knife.
mean, I'm gonna tie ropes to their legs and drag them back to the party, and we'll process them as we want, and we'll have some extra meat for camping, and then I'll take of the pelts what we can. I got daggers and knives.
Okay.
Got a pretty decent survival skill.
Yeah.
Do you have skinning knives and the cook's utensil?
Maybe.
I mean,
Parrots,
that's food.
like
I mean, that's food. It's pelts. It's pretty good. Yeah,
Mhm.
they
2 deers
look
worth.
they look pretty scrawny for deer being out in the wilderness. They're not, well built or anything. But you do manage to take them down, and I've made a note that you have deers on the back of just strung up and ready to be processed. Yeah. As you guys settle in for the following evening, because that is you rolled a 9, and that was the first time rolling on the hex. We'll go ahead and proceed to the point where you're now entering the South Hold. Is there anything that you are looking for or would like to do entering the South Hold? The trees themselves start at 10, 15, 20 feet, and then as you approach what feels like the real outskirts of this, they're ranging from 40 to 100 feet tall. They're big trees, and there are vines hanging down. I think likely Thrall would have been through these woods, maybe not in this particular direction, but probably through the South Hold, and probably Razir at some point. Maybe not.
Maybe if somebody was hiding out in the woods, I would have chased them in.
But you're familiar with the woods in general. It's not a cared for place. There aren't too many known trails through here, if any at all. There are many dangerous things that call this home. It's easy to spot things out in the plains, but once you get into a space where the trees are fairly close together, there's a lot of underbrush. So this place has been allowed to grow wild, with bushes popping up all over the place. Nature has reclaimed this portion of Novus, and it's clear. It's a beautiful sight. The smells that surround you are different only in that it smells more like plants in here than it did out in the wilds, which smelled more like deer poop and rabbits. Now it's like it's not a rainforest, but it's as close as you're gonna get to one, unless you go all the way down to the bogs south of the Genesis Caldera, east of Caldera.
It's woods.
It's a woodsy area, but there are vines, and this is a dangerous, dark place. But you continue on for another 4 hours, coming to the completion of your full day's travel, and you've made it plenty of ways into the forest itself. Having to
Probably would have wanted to skin and drain whatever meat we were going to take with us from the deer before we stopped to camp, so that we didn't have all that.
Okay, that's a fairly time-consuming process. So that's probably going to consume. Depends on what you roll, I guess. The roll won't be to see if you damage the meat. It's going to be to see how long it takes you to do this. So is somebody helping Razir process these deer?
I'll help using. Yeah, I'll help. Would my skill in medicine help with this at all? Or,
Yes.
I mean, it's not really medicinal, but like removing skin, like knowing the layers of the skin
Yeah.
and stuff.
I would say so.
Okay.
So I mean, it's
So,
just
yeah,
We have
I'll-
guidance too.
Oh, I got
advantage in
guidance.
advantage in
forgot
guidance.
about
Oh
guidance.
man,
Yes,
come
guidance.
on! You
I
kinda-
Plus
Cast-
4.
with
it's
all
a
I watch
cantrip,
Critical
just
Role,
cast it
I
at
forget
will.
about guidance all the time. Yeah,
Guidance,
I have guidance. Yo, I'm
guidance.
guiding everyone from now on.
Every 6 seconds.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's actually every minute, because it's a minute duration.
It's 10.
So, yeah. It's 10.
Yeah, but you can do it every 6 seconds.
Yeah, you could.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was one.
Yeah, it's an action to cast, so you can do it every. Concentration is
Action
up to a
cast,
minute.
Concentration
Yeah,
up to a minute.
So-
if they don't use it before that.
Yeah, if they don't use it before that.
If I cast it again,
So
I
the-
lose concentration.
So the
'cause I
part
can
in
only
campaign
concentrate
3
on
that
one.
I'm at right now, with no spoilers whatsoever, Sam, who's playing the cleric, right, is trying to. He's like, I cast guidance every 6 seconds for our short rest, and Matt's like, that's 10 guidances a second. He's,
But
he's like, no.
pretty sure it's
It's like,
I know
no.
No, it's in the new one D&D rules. It says like if
Yeah.
you cast a spell other than a cantrip or something like that, you need to add 2 hours to your long rest.
Yeah. They also changed guidance where somebody can only benefit from guidance once a long rest or something, or once per short rest. I don't know if that's
So it's not a
staying.
kid.
Yeah, because they're just
Anymore,
guidance,
Yeah.
guidance constantly. Okay. Anyways, did you already roll?
You didn't tell me what I need to roll yet.
This will be a. I don't know what your proficiencies are. I would like you to tell me what you're using for this and with a description. Not of the actual carving of the animals, but
I want to intimidate this dead body into falling apart. Correctly.
Stop it.
Persuading the
Fine,
deer.
I
to
will
jump out of
persuade
its
this
skin.
body to fall apart in the right
No,
way.
yeah.
You know what?
Exactly.
I will tell you what you're going to use because you're no
I'll do
No,
just
no.
like
I mean,
I'll just
it,
do like
it makes sense.
dexterity.
He's so scary using his intimidation that
Just
the
use-
deer jumps out of his skin.
Use your dexterity.
I
No,
scared it out of its skin.
no,
It's
dexterity
it's
and
survival.
so you have
Just
advantage
sleight of
and
hand.
D4. Sure. I mean, it's the same
There's the
modifier. You don't
advantage.
have. Yeah.
And there's the D4. 17.
Okay. Yeah. You manage to carve off. You come away with 20 pounds of deer meat.
We probably wouldn't take all of it. We'd probably get the pelts and take some of the just bigger, easier chunks of the deer meat and leave
Mhm.
the rest.
And with a
And let
17,
Gade
Well, I
have
mean, we have
whatever
a-
he wants of the rest.
right. So mark down however many pounds of deer meat you want, so you can keep that as it's not going to keep forever. You don't have a bag of clothing, so
Yeah, this we we'll cook over tonight, and the morning we'll just have
right.
a bunch of extra meat for that, and then maybe for the next day.
right.
It's not going to keep that long. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
feel you should keep enough for Gade maybe, and
Yeah, he'll have
for
the
rest of-
remaining.
Oh no,
carcass.
there's a horse. Yeah.
And so, for the purpose of this, you can mark down 2 pelts towards what you're trying to work towards. This is there's a lot of things that are open to interpretation as far as like gathering materials out here in the wild. Unlike other D&D campaigns that some of the other of you may have played, apart from this, I'm gonna make up all kinds of stuff on the spot. So if you want to find something and you want to roll for it and go,
That's the trick. It's D&D. It's all made up.
I know. What I mean is, it's not. I'm not trying to fast track to the dungeon, which some of you may want, but we can do hunting and gathering. We can RP around it. You guys can do all this stuff. We have, however, reached 11, so we're going to go ahead and go to where you guys are bedding down for the evening. So when we come back, we'll do some watches. You'll tell me how you've set up your camp. What were you going to say, Felix?
No, it's alright. I thought I thought I accidentally made a mistake. Sorry.
Okay. I really wanted you guys to roll something other than a standard number with the bell curve that a 2d10 creates, and have like an event that we get in on a cliffhanger and come back and do something cool. But we're just going to go into another long rest in a night with just maybe some RP and maybe some perception checks to see if you guys fight stuff in the middle of the night and ruin your long rest. Who knows? But that's what we're going to call it.